This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
WPIAL champions.
The New Shannock Lancers are PIAA Class 2A state
corner for three.
throw that out of the water. That's the most points they've allowed since the Bishop Canevin game early in the year. And this has just been a team that has been improving over the course of the season. And that's, I think, the biggest difference between this year's Laurel team and teams of the past. These last 2 years, Laurel has improved over where they've kind of leveled off too early. This is a team that's been peaking later and later in the year, peaking at the right time here with everything on the line in the semifinal game.
Fort Cherry's defense last week, a goal line stand against the Shannock in the second quarter. They also had an interception from Matt Sig, the all-world quarterback, in that game a week ago. Their defense has played really well throughout the season. These two defenses yielding only 9 points a game, right up there with Clairton as among the lowest scoring in the WPIAL left. In fact, let's take a look at the bracket right now. It is the top 3 seeds that got to the semifinals here tonight. You see Fort Cherry got through rival Avella and also Neshannock to get to this point. Laurel, a lot of people thought they might struggle with these Jefferson Morgans and these Shar Houstons, and they were able to dispatch both. And then on the other side, the biggest shock in this bracket so far was last week's quarterfinal game between Clairton and Jeanette. 33 points for Jeanette, and they lost. That is the most points that Clairton gave up more points in that game last week than they had given up the entire season. That is a remarkable flip there, and the fact that they were able to hang on and win that game. And then you have Canevin, who's going to go opposite of Clairton tonight, a team that both Fort Cherry and Laurel played this season. Laurel's only lost to Bishop Canevin.
In their workflow again. Strong play on the offensive line, a couple of killer athletes we're going to talk about a lot tonight between Matt Sig and Colton Carlson especially. And on the other side, just the athletes all over the field for a Clairton and a Bishop Canevin team. And just to put it in perspective as we talk more about this Fort Cherry team here, Lawrence County fans will understand this a lot more. Fort Cherry has attempted fewer passes this year than Wilmington has attempted. And it's actually not very close. It's like 54 passes.
You want to talk about history for Laurel?
Salem, Oregon, 2004. On the grounds of an old psychiatric
installation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Congratulations to the October LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Mohawk Girls Volleyball as October's LCAP Team of the Month for winning their first section title in program history and their first playoff victory in program history as well. Congratulations to Coach Anna Fadden and the Mohawk Warrior Volleyball Team, your LCAP Team of the Month. Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor your Red Zone October Male Athlete of the Month as Zayden Herb of Neshannock for scoring his 100th career goal and scoring 6 goals in a playoff victory, the first playoff victory in 14 years for Neshannock. Lawrence County SportsNet also proud to honor the Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month, Lindsay Hoover of Wilmington Golf, for finishing 12th in the PIAA Championships. Congratulations to Wilmington's Lindsay Hoover and Neshannock's Zayden Herb, your Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected.
Franklin ends up as a head coach, put them in the mix. Pitt, West Virginia, took a visit to Notre Dame. We're going to talk a lot about him tonight, and I totally understand that. But on this Laurel side, there's a lot of guys, and you mentioned one of them in our first segment in Jack Miles, that have had some career numbers. Lucas Santini, leading passer in school history. Jack Miles.
Single factoid there, but looking at this Laurel team, yeah, almost half of the records on their record board outside of Spartan Stadium are going to have to be recreated after this graduating class. Between those it's colder when you potentially have snow flurries or it's colder when you potentially have snow flurries or rain in the forecast, that you have an opportunity to be able to still play a style of football that's going to lead you to victories. And that's why, again, both these teams have been so successful over the course of this year, and why they've gotten to this point is because they can rely on running the football. But it all starts, in my mind, Eric, with the big men up front, of which that's going to be a bit of a cause for concern potentially here for Laurel. A little bit of a reshuffled offensive line here in the postseason.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. The Spartans last week do go for the second highest total rushing that they had all season long. against Chartiers Houston. In fact, the last 4 games, so their 4 toughest games against Southside and Shannock, and then the 2 playoff games against Jefferson Morgan and Chartiers Houston, they've averaged 238 yards on the ground, 8 rushing touchdowns in that stretch, and 330 yards of offense. And a lot of it is up to the offensive line, which tonight for the Spartans is going to be reworked here tonight. As we understand it, Caden Gnarly is out of the game tonight, so they're going to shift Big Kevin Mahoney over to left tackle. Tyler Fuchs will stay inside at the left guard spot, and then Alex Medved will slide from right guard to center, and Dom Willis will take his place at right guard. Casey Wilson will stay out at the right tackle spot. So your 2 biggest offensive linemen are now going to be your bookend tackles, but the bigger issue then becomes you're now going with a new center, and anytime you rotate those guys in the middle between the guards or center spots, it's usually not that big of a problem. But when you're going with a new center this late in the season in this big of a game, it's a point of concern, obviously, going into this one.
Yeah, it's just a matter of trust. I mean, you trust that your guys, that your snaps are going to be in shotgun are going to be clean, that you're when going under center, and Laurel likes to go under center a good chunk of time as well, that you know what to expect. Even just understanding a cadence in a little bit of a different fashion. It's the same cadence, but just feels a little bit different when you have the different man snapping it to you. So that'll be something to keep an eye on early going, is to make sure Laurel is able to maintain any issues in terms of just getting the ball back to the quarterback. On the other side, though, too, Fort Cherry, they're missing some guys here tonight, including one of their top defenders, Ryan Huey. He was questionable to play last week with an injury. Didn't play much on offense. Only a couple of snaps, really, on the offensive side, so that he could play more on the defensive front. Apparently is not cleared to go tonight, so you will not see Ryan Huey. That means you'll see Eli Salvini as the main guy in the running back position for the Fort Cherry Rangers. And again, somebody who, all he did was put up 200-plus yards on the ground last week. Matt Sig over 100 yards rushing as well. Again, ground and pound. That's the name of the game. They're going to do plenty of that here tonight. But again, I don't think that Fort Cherry has seen a defensive front or defensive 8, I even should say, for like what Laurel has tonight. At the same time, too, I don't think Laurel has seen probably a defense quite as stout as what Fort Cherry has been all throughout the year as well. So this could be a game that I could see offenses exploding, or it could be a game that's like a 14-7 type game like the Neshannock game for Laurel at the end of the year. I can see this going any number of ways here tonight.
Yeah, certainly could. Both teams have hit the field. It'll be the visitor side for Laurel tonight, as they'll be in their whites, and you see Fort Cherry take the field there on your screen as they will be in the home red out of McDonald, Pennsylvania. That southwestern corner of the state, Washington County, all the way down on your way towards the northern part of the West Virginia line, where Fort Cherry makes the trip to Hopewell here in Beaver County. Home of Tony Dorsett, home of Paul Pozlesny. Many, many legends have come through this place. And let's see if we get a historic game here tonight between these two sides to figure out who goes to the WPIAL Championship. They've met one other time in school history, and it was, in fact, in the WPIAL playoffs. And Fort Cherry has kind of reinvented itself here since Tanner Gary took over in 2020. Laurel has had moments of brilliance, especially in the early part of the decade. They had some good teams, and they are right back at it here tonight. And they meet after a long, long time. It's been since 1980 since Laurel has won a WPIAL title. It's been since 1989 since they played for it. Of course, Fort Cherry And both teams up front took apart Fort Cherry in those victories, especially last year with Aiden Bliss going for over 300 yards on the ground for Port Allegheny. Port Allegheny made it all the way to the state championship last year. So that's the MO for Laurel tonight. Win it up front, control the line of scrimmage, control the gaps, and they can't play from behind in this game because once Fort Cherry gets rolling downhill, they are very, very tough to stop. As you see the captains exchange pleasantries out at midfield, and we're going to be about set to go here in this WPIAL Single A semifinal. We're glad to have you along tonight. However you're following this game, and again, Laurel will be the away team, Fort Cherry the home team. And they are the favorite without question, but these numbers very similar for both sides. And it looks as though it's going to be Fort Cherry who will have the ball first, as they will send their two guys back, Eli Salvini and also Joey Barna. Barna, who's got 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns this season. If you're listening to the audio coverage of tonight's game, Laurel again is in the road whites with the green trim, Fort Cherry in the cherry red with the white trim. And the kickoff will come from right to left across your dial or screen, however you're listening to us tonight. So Fort Cherry will be on offense first. They'll attack the end zone to our right. We are seated at the 45-yard line here at Hopewell High School. It's a great night, mid-40s at kickoff. A little overcast here in the Pittsburgh area. We're getting some rain here tomorrow for those 2 games at Pine Richland, but overall, it's a good night for football. The run up in the kickoff, and we are underway in the Single A semifinals. This will be taken by Barna right around the 10. He stutter steps, comes across the 15 to the 20 to 25, slips a tackle, and is pushed out of bounds short of the 30-yard line. And that is where Fort Cherry will start 1st and 10. There's a look at the Rangers offense. Sig, Huey, who's out of the lineup tonight, Rogers, Massey, Travinsky, Wolf, Lewick, D'Amico, Shattuck, Woodgowich, and Tyler Matchett will patrol across the front tonight for the Rangers. Sig won't throw it much. He's more of a runner. He's going to line up in the shotgun on 1st down. Flanked in the backfield by Salvini. Just under 1,000 yards. He was the big guy last week with 206 in their quarterfinal victory a week ago. Sig will keep it on 1st down. Trying to find some room. Squirts through there for maybe a yard. Bounced out of the pile. They blow it dead, but Laurel's going to get him in the backfield. He's going to get back to the original line. They're going to say that's where he stopped. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, just no room up front as you look at that Laurel Spartans starting defense. Alex Medved, Casey Wilson, Kevin Mahoney along the front 4. McVicker, Miles, Carlson, and Hamilla are the linebackers. And in the secondary, Faulkner, Geiwitz, and McBride. So give him a gain of 1, it looks like, on 1st down.
Give Sig the gain of 1, so it's 2nd down and 9 for the Rangers. Motion towards us, snap to Sig. Trying to find room again. Gets a nice gain on 2nd down after some initial contact. He's going to be tackled there by J.J. McBride. He gets across the 35 to the 37. 38-yard line will be 3rd down and 2.
And typically nothing too much fanciness-wise. I mean, for good reason. When you got that many helmet stickers on your helmet there for Matt Sig, he does a lot of everything. But you got to pay attention because he'll line up at wide receiver. You'll see, maybe Salvini or the backup Silvera in there as a quarterback throughout the course of the game too.
Plenty of extra blockers. Sig's going to get the snap again on 3rd and 2. Gets to the outside, turns it upfield, and again he's going to have the 1st down this time. Tackled that time by Jackson McVicker, but he gets it up to the 40 and a 1st down just over the 40 to right around the 44, 45-yard line officially. And a 1st down for Fort Cherry with 10:25 to go in the quarter.
And you'll see that they'll do some unbalanced lines as well. They do so many different things. It's nothing fancy in terms of what you see from the skill position typically, but the offensive line does a lot of little things right.
So they're going to hand it off this time. Silvini sidesteps 2 defenders to the outside, still on his feet. Silvini to sideline. 1st down. He's into Laurel territories. He's inside the 35-yard line. And we're going to have a flag down all the way in the backfield, so we'll check this for holding. And it's going to nullify the run as they're going to back up. So it was thrown right around the line of scrimmage. This should be 10 yards from the original line.
Yeah, I think it was right on the end. You see it at the beginning of that instant replay.
Last week they had an issue at Fort Cherry. They returned the opening kickoff, and it is going to be marked off from the line of scrimmage. So it's going to take the ball back to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 20 with 10:03 to go in the 1st quarter. Last week, Fort Cherry returned the opening kickoff against the Shannick. It was nullified because of a block in the back. And really a block that was not needed, but nullified the penalty. Of course, they go on to win anyway, but they've had some issues there with the blocks in the back and the holding penalty. This will bring up 1st and 20 now from the 35. Motion away from us. Sig, it's a low snap. It hits the ground, and they're going to have to retreat. Sig is going to fall on it back at the 30, so they're going to lose 5 more, and that's going to bring it up 2nd and 25.
Well, the other key to beating a Fort Cherry team, and any team that just runs it so well and so effectively, is keeping behind the sticks. Penalties certainly do that. Miscues like that will certainly do that. Mentioned it in the pregame show, Eric. Both these teams struggle with some penalties early on in their quarterfinal victories. If you can avoid that here, I think you got an advantage right off the get-go to potentially make some noise early. 2nd and 25. I mean, you got home run hitters, no doubt about it, but not what Fort Cherry wants to be seeing.
Sig in the backfield once again, takes that snap. He'll keep it on the ground. They hand it off. And a good job by this Laurel defense as Colton Carlson that time, along with Kevin Mahoney, standing there for the tackle, almost got it back to the 35, 34-yard line.
But even a play like that where it looked like nothing was there, still falls forward and picks up 4 yards. That's why you got to keep a team like Fort Cherry behind the sticks, Eric, because even on plays that look like they do nothing, they still pick up 4 yards. If you do that on 1st and 10, you're in great shape.
It's going to be 3rd and 21 now for the Rangers. Opening drive of the night. Sig carrying around the far end. Sig found space. Sig cuts back, and he is going to take it all the way for the touchdown. Matt Sig on 3rd and 21, and he's going to go 67 yards for the game's first points with 8:18 to go in the first quarter.
Sig says, all right. 3rd and 21, no problem for me. My goodness, makes one man miss in the secondary, and that's the other thing too, is you have to make every tackle, because one missed tackle, whether it's Sig or whether it's Salvini or whether any of the other skill guys, they're going to make you pay. It's man on a man the entire way. You can't give up any broken tackles, and he made a defensive back just completely whiff on the way to that 67-yard touchdown.
One after try, Massey, it's up, it's good, 8:18 to go in the first quarter, and Matt Sig does what Matt Sig does. He goes 67 yards on 3rd and 21, and Fort Cherry has grabbed the early 7-0 lead. This is the WPIAL Single A semifinals. You're watching on the NFHS Network and listening on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Back here at Hopewell High School, Matt Sig, 67-yard touchdown run on 3rd and 21. And that makes it 7-0 Fort Cherry.
Yeah, didn't get looked down at the student sections down there to see if there was any extra celebration after that 67-yard touchdown. We're just going to leave it like that. I think our crew's doing enough celebrating on the backside of things.
So Laurel will be on offense for the first time tonight. See what the Spartans can do to answer. Carlson the return. Carlson to the 30, and he's going to get pushed back. See where they mark him originally here at the 30. They'll say forward progress stop there. That's where Luca Santini and this Laurel offense will take over 1st and 10. Drive summary. All you really need to know there was it was 3rd and 21, and Matt Sig went 67 yards.
Incredible start, and that's just what he does. Now Laurel needs a quick response. Their offensive line, again, a little mixed up. Kevin Mahoney, Tyler Fuchs, Alex Medved, Dom Willis, and Casey Wilson from left to right. And right away in the T formation here on 1st and 10, going to go power football for the Spartans.
They're going to try to run the ball and pound it right at Fort Cherry as Nathan Hill gets the first carry of the night. Nice run on 1st down across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A gain of 6. They'll give him 7.
You see the rest of the starting offense right there, Eric. And that's, I think, a big part for Nathan Hill is those quick hitters, because you're expecting to see maybe a sweep to Carlson or a sweep to Miles. And that's the issue, is that if you can't, if you're not paying attention to the number 1 up front, he'll sneak right through the gut.
Santini, they try to catch him napping to Carlson. Carlson's going to have the first down. Good run across the 45, and he's up to the 46-yard line. Gain of 9 that time on 2nd down and 3. And Laurel off to a fast start on the ground, picking up right where they left off a week ago on the ground.
Yeah, Fort Cherry mixing some new guys in. They were trying to get a extra defensive lineman in there at the last second there. That was Dylan Lewick. And the quick hitters, runs of 7 and 9, the first down of the game for the Laurel Spartans. Hill, Miles, Carlson, you'll see them in the backfield. You'll see Geiwitz and Sherman and Moser outside.
1st and 10 for the Spartans from the 46, their own 46. They hand it off this time. It's Miles, and Miles will power his way through there, gets across midfield into Fort Cherry territory to the 49. Good run of 3, and that'll set up a 2nd down and about 5.
So you see what's going on here in the early going, Eric. It's more about sustained 4, 5, 6, 7 yards on each one of these runs here so far for the Spartans. Obviously, you'd love the home run play, no doubt about it, like Fort Cherry had in their opener, but Laurel's right across midfield, matriculating the ball down the field.
Yep. It's actually a gain of 5 that time. Misspoke as they'll keep it on the ground, and they'll try to punch forward. That's Nathan Hill once again. Nathan Hill's down to the 47-yard line. And
that's, again, that little quick hitter is the key is you have to be able to gobble it up right up the gut. And actually, I take that back. That was Hill coming off the bench now. So that was J.J. McBride. So 4 carries for 4 different players to start the game for the Spartans, too.
Which they can do. Carlson has such a huge chunk of the offensive numbers, but they do a good job of spreading it around. And Hill's been great carrying the ball. Carlson's been the hot runner here the last 4 weeks, and we'll see if they go back to him again. This time it's going to be Miles again coming around the near side. Miles stiff arms a man, 40-35, and he's tripped up out of bounds by Sig, but he gets to the 35 of Fort Cherry, and a first down for Laurel with 5:58 to go in the first.
Oh, take a look at this block on the edge, though. I believe it was I thought it was Mahoney at first, but there was just an absolute pancake of a block there on the left edge. Tyler Fuchs absolutely leveling somebody and allowing for a huge hole on a 3rd down conversion.
Forward progress took him to the 34, 1st and 10 for Laurel. 5:58 to go in the opening quarter. Spartans trying to answer the early touchdown by Fort Cherry. Motion by Carlson. He goes out to the far side. Santini to snap. It's McBride again, squirting through there. Keeps the legs working, pushing the pile. And J.J. McBride inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. Brings up 2nd and short.
Sorry, Eric McBride, they're a senior. He only came in with 30 carries on the season, but they're trusting him to get some fresh legs. He and Hill kind of rotating in and out as Hill go back out, and Nathan Hill coming back in after that 6-yard pickup.
Good way to break in Alex Medved, your center as well this week.
Yeah.
Play him under center, play your quarterback under center, hand the ball off. They line up in the T formation again. 2nd and 3 from the 27. Spartans attack the end zone to our left. Hill, the carry, Hill to the 25. And he's going to get tripped up there. One of the defensive backs came up to make the stop that time for Fort Cherry. I believe that was Blake Sweeter, who stepped in there to make the stop. Troy Rave has come into the game defensively for Fort Cherry, number 52. We're under 5 to go. Early 3rd down here for Laurel. 3rd and 1 on the 25 of Fort Cherry. Trying to answer that touchdown by Matt Sig on 3rd and 21. Santini under center. Santini going to push forward, has the first down. Luca gets it down to the 20-yard line. And a gain of 5 on 3rd and 1, and a fresh set of downs for the Spartans with 4:34 to go in the quarter.
This game might be over by about 9 o'clock tonight at the rate these guys are running the ball, as Laurel has entered the red zone as well, ball right at the 20. 5 different guys have run the football on this opening drive for the Spartans. 9th play of the opening drive upcoming.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Again, the T formation behind Santini. They go Carlson this time right side. He was tripped up momentarily and then pushed back by a slew of red jerseys. Good job to slip out of the tackle that time by Evan Rogers. And then guys flying in there, Sweeter and a few others coming up there to make the stop that time. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, coming flying in there from his linebacker position was Evan Rogers. Again, Ryan Huey, one of their top tacklers on this team, not in uniform tonight with an injury. You wonder how that would adjust, or what adjustments the Fort Cherry Rangers defensively would have to make.
2nd down and 7 from the 17-yard line out for the Spartans. T formation again, motion by Miles towards us. Snap, Handoff, McBride trying to slip through there. Got hit right as he got over the line. He's still working. McBride inside the 5 to set up 1st and goal for the Spartans with 3:27 to go. He just kept working after that initial contact.
Yeah, how? First how he slipped out of the first one, then the second one, then the third one. Then Sig can't bring him down. Finally, it takes 2 or 3 guys at the end. Silvera and company tackle him, but not until he's at the 2-yard line. So that's a 15-yard pickup, 1st and goal.
Big 3rd down conversions by both teams. Big drives by both teams to open this game, and Laurel knocking on the door trying to tie it. 3:04 to go, 1st quarter. Santini hands off. Carlson right side. Carlson pushing, diving, touchdown Laurel. 2:57 to go in the opening quarter, and the Spartans go right down the field on a monster drive to answer the touchdown, and we're a point after away from a tie.
Now, nothing fancy. All runs we've seen. 6-play touchdown drive on the ground for Fort Cherry. Now a 11-play, return drive for the Spartans. Maya Jarrett on to attempt the extra point. Carlson's 20th rushing touchdown of his career, 11th of the season. He's now the holder.
Jarrett's been red hot. Spots down, kick is away, and it is through. So with 2:57 to go in the opening quarter, Laurel goes 70 yards on 11 plays to tie this thing up at 7. You're listening to the WPIAL Single A Semifinals. You're watching the WPIAL Single A Semifinals on both the NFHS Network and the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
If your basement walls are peeling, that is not appealing. So this is water damage,
yes,
man?
Sir. That's water damage.
How many people right now have compromise in their basement brought on by water?
Oh, the majority. I mean, water is the enemy of a home.
Right.
But it's better to have it assessed to give you that ease of mind.
Sure.
Inspections are free. Might as well just give us a call to help.
Baker's Waterproofing.
Back here at Hopewell High School, kickoff away by Guyowitz, going to be fielded by Barna. Barna trying to find a wall. He's got 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown this season. He bounces to the outside, got away from Sherman, keeps it alive, and then he's dragged out of bounds by Mason Moser, Nathan Hill, and a couple of others, but he's up across the 40-yard line. Shorter field here from Matt Sig and this Fort Cherry offense to start.
Well, got away from Sherman, got away from Moser, got away from Faulkner, got away from about 7 different players here for the Spartans, but finally able to corral him. You can see why. Shifty moves, why he's got those couple of kick return touchdowns on the season. But now, 7-7, late first quarter, Sig back to work.
Yep, and he goes right back to work running the football, and he's up to the 45-yard line that time on first down. Tackled there by Casey Wilson. Casey Wilson wearing number 71 tonight. Alternated a couple times between 72 and 71 if you watch the Spartans this year.
Yeah, it depends if he's wearing the green or the white. Unlike, what was the game we had? Oh, it was the Wilmington-Cambridge Springs game that we saw where they basically had 5 different numbers for every player. They just changed every game, they said.
Sure did. Hand off on second down and fighting and twisting his way towards midfield.
Laurel's got the football.
The ball did pop loose. We don't have a call yet. They're going to say he was down. Short of midfield, right around the 48, 49-yard line. So Fort Cherry's going to keep possession. It'll be third down and about 4.
Yeah, not a lot of argument from the Laurel Spartans. Didn't see it. All of a sudden, I just saw Carlson out of the pile with the football after that 2-yard gain.
Third down and 3 from just outside of midfield for Sig and company. They go quick. He's got the extra blockers in there, the double wing, and they move to the near side. Sig out of the shotgun on third down. Sig going to run it to the near side. Sig trying to bounce outside. Got through one tackler. He should have enough for the
fourth there, Eric.
Let's see here. They do mark him about a yard shy. I thought he stretched there at the very tail end. But they are going to mark him a yard shy of the first down.
Still taking a look. Yep, now they finally officially say he is a yard short on his 6th carry.
0 hesitation from Tanner Gary in the offense here. They're going to go for it right away and line up.
Yeah, the way that they run the football, no surprise at all, and I'd be really surprised if number 3 doesn't carry it.
Extra blockers in front of him once again. 4th and 1 from the 48. They're on the Laurel side of the 50. Tied at 7 late in this first quarter, under a minute to go. Sig out of the shotgun once again. Receivers each way. 4th down. Right up the middle goes Sig. Now he bounces to the outside. We'll have the first down. And he's ridden out of bounds on the near sideline. A great job by Tony Gaiwitz to really cut that edge off and not allow him to get much more than the first down yardage, but he did get to the 45.
Well, that's where you see where he is so lethal, because that play is designed to go up the middle. There's nothing there. One quick jump cut, and he's all the way to the corner. And, yeah, if you don't have Gaiwitz on the near sideline, securing the edge is one thing, but keeping him from being able to get all the way to the sideline and to the end zone is another. That's where he is most dangerous, is on those plays designed up the middle that he bounces outside. Sig coming in motion here.
Yep, he is in motion. They will fake to him. And getting out of the arm tackle once again. It's still fighting is going to be Salvini, and he gets down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, 39-yard line, a gain of 6.
They threw a flag right at the end of this, too, as they were getting players off of the pile.
Fort Cherry's backing up, so this looks like it might be against the Rangers here.
But you saw right before the snap, I think it was Gaiwitz who all of a sudden started jumping up and down and pointing.
It's a personal foul, and it is going to be against Fort Cherry. I believe they signaled face mask. I think I saw the face mask signal there. A couple of scores to update you on in the other semis. Steel Valley has a 14-0 lead on Western Beaver. Avonworth 7-0 on North Catholic. Amani 14-0 in their semifinal game. Washington, Seton LaSalle tied at 7.
Eric. Okay. Should be second down. We thought for a second that they were putting up multiple. Why are they calling it third down?
Yeah, it is third down. So it's a dead ball foul. They didn't signal dead ball foul initially, as Sig's going to carry on third down. He's going to get back to the 50.
But either way, it shouldn't be third down, though, Eric, right? That was a first down carry there. So that should have been second down in 19. They marked it as third down in 19.
Yeah, now they have it marked as fourth on the sticks. Fort Cherry is going to punt, so somewhere along the line there's a miscommunication. Tyler Fuchs had to stop that time.
Being the end of the quarter here, at least, maybe they can try to get that figured out, but entertaining game to start, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no question about it. 2 touchdown drives by both teams. Matt Sig from 67 yards out on a third down, and a monster 11-play, 70-yard drive by the Spartans, who, for the moment, we believe have a stop and set up a fourth down punt by Fort Cherry when we come back to Hopewell High School. You're watching the WPIAL Single A Semifinal. You're listening to the WPIAL Single A Semifinal on both the NFHS Network and the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it, all without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money, all from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
Start of the second quarter here at Hopewell High School. So we were talking during the timeout here, and that should have still been second down. It's still going to be fourth down, though, on the sticks, and Fort Cherry will punt it away. They swap ends, so the Rangers will punt this from right to left. It is a good, high kickoff or punt that is fielded by Faulkner. Rather, that is McBride. He gets pushed back towards the 15 and is stopped there. That was Braden Faulkner.
Yeah, my fault.
Return. And that's where Laurel's going to start first and 10. You know, I think in games like this, and this is kind of an easy statement to make here, the longer it goes, the way it is going right now favors the team that's the underdog, I think. I understand that they can, you know, a lot of things can happen in this game, but you have to feel very good after the first 15 minutes if you're Laurel. Just getting through the warm-ups to kickoff, you get through 12 minutes, you're tied.
Well, yeah, you respond after giving up a touchdown, and then your defense makes a stop near midfield. Now you start at your own 18-yard line.
Chance to take the lead here. If they can go on another drive, they will run it on first down once again. Staying on the ground out of that T formation.
Still
Ball
going.
Pop loose.
He's down.
And let's see, they're going to mark the runner down. I think that was that Hill that had the carry?
Miles.
Actually, Miles that had the carry. So he was down as he got it near the 25-yard line, 23-yard line officially. It's a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 upcoming for Laurel.
So we've played 13 minutes of football here. Still have not seen a ball go through the air. We've seen a couple of fumbles after the play.
Second down and 5 for Laurel. T behind Santini once again. He's going to hand it off. And coming through this time is Carlson. Good head of steam. Good first down run for Colton Carlson across the 35. And he is to the 37 on a gain that time, or to the 33, I beg your pardon, a gain that time of 10 and bring up a first down.
Talking with our friends with JPA, they thought the same thing on that last one, Eric. They don't know either why that was a penalty that went from first down all the way to third down.
This Laurel team, by the way, the last two games, 11.5 per carry, 13 per carry on the ground. They go quick hitter with Hill, and he slipped as he was trying to get his momentum. But again, James, a good run on first down. He got 4 that time. It'll be second down and about 6.
That was interesting, too, the way that snap looked. It looked like Santini had a tough time gathering it and then quickly was able to get it to Hill. Almost looked like the Detroit Lions play, almost like the fake fumble the ball and then hand it off is what it felt like. But it works. They get a 5-yard gain. Hill back out. McBride now back in on 2nd and 5.
So 5 officially from the 38-yard line. Laurel attacks the end zone to our right. Snap. Santini hands off Miles. Miles running left side. Miles dips his shoulder. Takes on the defender. It's going to be a short gain, probably of about 2 when they mark it officially. It'll be 2. And that'll bring up a third down and call it 3 for Laurel. They'll say third down and 2 officially with 9:50 to go in the half. I love the pace of this game in which Laurel is playing this. They knew they were going to have to be physical against these two teams in the semi and potentially championship, and they're doing it here early. Handoff, Hill across the 45 to the 46-yard line. He's going to have a gain of 4, move the sticks, and a fresh set for Laurel here as we hit 9:23 to go in the quarter.
3 yards in a cloud of dust. Right now, the Laurel offensive line is moving this Fort Cherry defensive ends or defensive trenches backwards on every play. They're not getting out of this T formation until Fort Cherry finds a way to stop it.
First down and 10. Knocking on the door of midfield here for the Spartans. Once again, we're tied at 7. Motion by Carlson. Santini the snap. Santini hands off. Santini to McBride. McBride dives, and he's to midfield, where he is stopped there on the play by Tyler Wolf and also by Dylan Lewick.
So here's some interesting numbers here. Santini's got a sneak for 5 yards. Carlson, 3 carries for 21 yards. Miles, Hill, and McBride each with 4 carries. McBride for 28, Miles for 27, Hill for 18. I mean, that feels like wing T style of balance in terms of everybody touching the football.
This is old school Laurel football right now.
Is it George Miles calling the plays again tonight?
It very well might be. As Santini takes the snap, he hands off Carlson, follows a block. Carlson near side, he's upended. A good run again. Sig, Wolf, and company there for the stop. He's inching his way down towards the 45 to the 47-yard line, 46-yard line.
So pick up a 4, third down and a long 2 coming up just across midfield. While we have a moment, give a shout out to our friends at UPMC. UPMC is Lawrence and Mercer County's local choice for orthopedic care, getting you back on your feet faster. UPMC.com.
Third down and 2 for the Spartans from the 46 of Fort Cherry. Tied at 7. 7:50 to go in the first half. Laurel on the march here once again. Santini hands off. McBride stood up at the line, and a great defensive effort that time by Fort Cherry. Jordan Bianchi was in there on the stop along with Sig. Take a look at it again.
Yeah, as you watch on the replay. Credit McBride keeping the legs going, but you're right, the first man there was Bianchi. Held him up, held him stationary, and waited for help, and you got some pretty big help when you got the D1 Matt Sig. And here's the question on 4th and 1. Do you finally, Eric, put it into the air, or do you trust your line to be able to pick you up 1 more yard?
Ethan Hamilla is going to be in there at the tight end spot near side. They're going to line up in a very tight T. Santini under center. They went for it on 3rd and 1. Hill spun around. I think Hill might have it.
Yeah, it's going to be close. He spun and he landed on top of an offensive lineman. Because he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, Eric.
This isn't even close, though. This is right up where they needed to be at the stick. Now they're, let's see, are they going to measure or are they going to move it?
They're going to have to measure this one, Eric, because this is as close as you can get. I think it's actually the perfect spot as we watch the replay. They are going to stop the clock, but he kind of got upended immediately. And look, his knee is still not down as he falls there, as you can see on the replay. He is landing on top of a Fort Cherry player. So that is a pretty good spot that they gave, about as perfect as can be. This is going to be a mere inches.
Let's see here what we got on the measurement is they're going to bring the chains out. Referee telling Tanner Gary's team to get back. They think they got the stop. Hill thinks he got the first down. Let's see. And he is going to have, no, he's short by the nose. Boy, they got to get down there with an index card.
Get that credit card out, baby.
This is unbelievable how tight
He is pulling out the card. He is legit pulling out the card right now, Eric.
I mean, it's right on, James, you were correct. It is right on it. It is right on it, and it's going to, let's see, finally get a call here. It's going to be Fort Cherry ball.
Wow.
I mean, by an inch, by the point of the football, Hill was short, and it looked like when he spun, he had enough. That is a Madur Bonner Law change in possession. Protect your assets online at MadurBonnerLaw.com. So it's 6:58 to go in the half. Fort Cherry gets a big stand. Each team has got a touchdown. Each team's gotten a stop now. I've never seen a measurement that close in person.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the stories of it many times. That is the first time I've actually seen the credit card in person, and it was the right time to do it. That was needed.
Game of inches.
Inches, that's millimeters.
Fort Cherry's going to take over 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Sig out of the shotgun. He's going to carry on first down. Surprise, surprise. Bounces outside again. Angling towards the sideline. He's going to have a first down for Fort Cherry as he gets into Laurel territory, out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
That move he put on at the end of the run, because he was held in, made the move like he was going to go upfield. The defensive back on the far side, Guyowitz, completely bites and ends up catching nothing but air. That just, the quick first step is something, honestly, you can relate it maybe to a Terrell Pryor or a Tyler Boyd of how quick that little juke move is. You guess the wrong way, you're in trouble.
2nd and 2, they say Sig was out of bounds. Ball bobbled, but kept alive by Fort Cherry, and that allows Laurel's defense to converge quickly. You're going to get Jack Miles and Fuchs and company in there for the stop. Yeah, that was Landon Tervasky who had to carry that time.
Give him a loss of 1. So call it 3rd and 3.
Yeah, 3rd and 3, big third down here. This is probably 4-down territory for Fort Cherry. Sig's going to keep. Sig to the corner, has the first down, still in bounds, pushed out of bounds on the near sideline by Carlson. Gets it inside the Laurel 45-yard line, down to the 41, a first down, a gain of 8.
When you say 4-down territory, do they get 4 downs? Didn't need it on that one. And again, following the blocks, when he has an opportunity to bounce it outside, he does, and does it so effectively.
1st and 10 for Fort Cherry, 6:14 to go in the first half. We're tied at 7. In the single A WPIAL semifinal. Top 4 seeds all in the semifinals tonight in the single A bracket. Sig sends a man in motion. Low snap, fakes the handoff. Sig up the middle, tackled around the waist as he gets inside the 40 and down to around the 38, 37-yard line.
10 carries for 106 yards unofficially for Matt Sig so far. And that was one of the things I wanted to mention. When he got to this point, midway through the second quarter a week ago against Neshannock, Eric, he already had 19 carries in the contest. They've spread it a little bit more, but also the fact they haven't had the ball nearly as much as they did a week ago.
2nd down and 7, 5:45 to go in the first half. Sig out of the shotgun. Silvini gets the handoff this time, trying to squirt his way through right side. Casey Wilson stayed with him, along with Jack Miles and Tyler Fuchs that time. Short gain again. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about short. 3rd down and about 5. For Fort Cherry's, we're coming up on 5 minutes to go in the half.
From a scratch to a dent to a major repair, Nick Sherman, Nick's Auto Body, located on South Mill Street in Newcastle.
Shotgun snap for Sig, and we're going to get a false start on Fort Cherry, so that'll push the Rangers back 5 and bring up 3rd down and 10.
As crazy as it sounds, that's not a huge difference. I mean, the way this Fort Cherry offense operates, Eric, I mean, they already converted their touchdowns on a 3rd and 21.
.5:16 to go in the first half now. Fort Cherry attacks the end zone to our left. We're tied at 7. Touchdowns by Matt Sigg and Colton Carlson. The two big guns. We're tied at 7. 3rd and 10 for the Rangers. Motion towards us. Low snap to Sigg. Coming near side. Sigg turns up the field. Sigg is going to be out of bounds again inside the 35. I think he's a little short.
Yeah, it's going to be about 2 yards short, Eric.
Stepped out of bounds and got on the white there just a shade early from the sticks. But it's going to be 4-down territory for the Rangers once again. There is going to be no hesitation for this team to go for it. It's going to be 4th and 2 officially. Fort Cherry trying to get to a WPIAL title for the 3rd time in a row. Laurel trying to get there for the first time since 1989. Sigg going to carry right side. Sigg is going to be close.
He's short. Where they're running in, Eric, he is short. Well, it depends. The ref on the near side is giving him an extra half yard, and that's who they give the ball to now. He flips it to the guy on the far side coming in. Based on that mark, Eric, I think he's short.
Take a look at it here again.
Pull out the credit card again, folks.
They're going to call for an official's measurement. I joke, but the last time Laurel was in a WPIAL final, half of our staff wasn't even alive. Meanwhile, I was working on the age of 10.
Eric, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but 1 out of the 5 in the booth were alive.
That's the guy with the binoculars now looking for the measurement, huh? Sigg is going to have it. Yeah, he's going to have it by about the length of the football. Good job by our crew to get that shot there if you're watching the coverage. So he's got it. Keeps it alive for Fort Cherry with 4:56 to go. Would have been a bit of a generous spot, but yeah, take what you can get. This crew has been on it tonight as they've had the spotlight on them early in this contest. 2 razor-thin measurements by these two teams on the last 2 drives. 1st and 10 for Fort Cherry from the 31. Coming up on 4.5 to go in the half. Low snap to Sigg again. He's going to carry, sidesteps, and then Fuchs crunches him in the backfield. It's going to be no gain at best. The penetration by Fuchs.
The few, the proud, the Tyler with the spear. My goodness gracious.
Will be no gain. 2nd down and 10 for Fort Cherry. They send 2 out to the far side. Again, they'll go double tight here on the near side. Sigg out of the shotgun. Motion, low snap again. Sigg gets to the corner. Sigg bounces outside once again, and then Guyewitz is there to throw the shoulder into him out of bounds. It'll bring up a 3rd down with 3:55 to go in the first half.
Even on plays where it feels like Laurel does a good job of sealing the edge, Eric, he still gets to the outside. It is remarkable how effective he is at baiting you to look and get the eyes inside the tackles, and all of a sudden, before you know it, he's past you outside to go into the corner.
They're down at 4 officially for Fort Cherry.
This is only the 5th total possession of the game, by the way. We're down to 3:55 remaining in the first half.
Got a receiver each way. Going to go double tight. It'll be on the far side of the formation this time. 3rd down and 4. Sigg, shotgun, hands off this time. Silvini. And Silvini was going to be grabbed at the last second at the ankles by Miles, and he's going to be short of the 1st down again, so it's going to bring up a 4th down, a little further this time for Fort Cherry, about 4th and 3 for the Rangers, and again, no hesitation with 3:37 to go.
11th play of the upcoming drive. Already a couple of stops, a punt for the Laurel defense, a turnover on downs for the Rangers defense, 4th and 3 coming. Expect number 3 with the football.
Out of the shotgun snap, it's a low snap again. Sigg trying to get to the corner. Laurel's got it defended, but Sigg is going to be able to slip through there.
He's short, Eric.
Short of the 1st down, so the Laurel defense has come up with a stop. He is about a yard, maybe 2 yards shy of the sticks.
No change necessary this time.
None, and Laurel gets a huge stop with 3:15 to go. That's a huge turn of events. Remember 2 things here. Madur Bonner Law, change in possession online at MadurBonnerLaw.com. James, even if they don't score on this drive, Who gets the ball to start the second half? Laurel.
Yes.
This is a huge turn in this game if the Spartans are able to eat up this 3:15. I get points, yes, but even just eating up the clock at this point. T formation behind Santini, hands off Miles, trying to pick his way, and the Rangers defense is all over it this time. They maybe have figured out this T formation. Bianchi once again, along with Woodkowicz, is in there. And we get a timeout called by Fort Cherry with 3:05 to go in the half. Take a timeout as well. We got a 7-7 ball game late in the first half here in the NFHS Network, and you're listening to the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
You're always on the winning team with the Power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Back here at Hopewell High School, Laurel has it on second down. Quick hitter. They go to the ground, and Santini's going to keep it that time as he gets his way up to the 30.
Yeah, how about that? So they go spread formation out of the timeout. 4 wide receivers to the left. The only person in the backfield is Santini, and he just goes quick hitter, draw up the middle for an 8-yard pickup, and now all of a sudden they'll bring the big boys back to the power football on 3rd and 2.
2:40 to go in the half. Tanner Gary didn't bother to call a timeout after that run, so I think he's kind of thinking the same thing I am. Laurel might just try to milk this here. Got to get a first down, though. 3rd down and 2 for Laurel. Santini hands it off. Carlson, a big head of steam. Colton Carlson, a first down. Colton Carlson almost broke it, but he's into Fort Cherry territory all the way down to the Rangers' 46-yard line. A gain of 24 on 3rd and 2 for the explosive Colton Carlson, and Laurel is cooking with 2:12 to go in the half.
And a shoestring tackle by Weinbrenner, otherwise he's off to the races. Clock winds again now with 2:03 remaining.
Plenty of time for the Spartans, though. They do have all 3 timeouts.
Yes.
That is a key here. T formation behind Santini. Luca will take the snap under center again. They hand it off. Miles, hop steps 1. Miles to the outside. Miles sheds a block. Miles a stiff arm, and he's over to the 30-yard line on a gain of 16. They're going to give him an extra yard. A gain of 17 with 1:45 to go and a fresh set for Laurel.
Well, Sig comes up, and that one's going to be one that's going to be something for your wall because he just flattened Matt Sig to the ground with that stiff arm. Wow.
1:39 to go in the half, 7-7. 2 monster runs by this Spartans team has got them in business late in this first half. Carlson in motion. Santini going to air it out for the first time. He's looking for Carlson down the field. Sheds the block. Touchdown, Colton Carlson. With 1:23 to go in the half, he shed the block of Nick Massey, and he got 6, and Laurel's got the lead with 1:23 to go in the half.
First pass attempt of the game. Got by Massey, absorbed the contact. As you watch on the replay, Massey goes down. Carlson stays balanced and is able to secure it for the 30-yard touchdown, his 10th of the season through the air.
Maya Jarrett to add the point after out of the hold of Carlson. And that one is low, might have been tipped. I'm not sure Jarrett got a really good kick on that one out of the Carlson hold. So we're going to stay at 13-7. But Laurel, after the big 4th down stop, gets a 30-yard touchdown pass from Lucas Santini to Colton Carlson, and they grab a 13-7 lead. Listening to the WPIAL Single A semifinals, watching the WPIAL Single A semifinals on the NFHS Network and the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Back here at Hopewell High School, Eric Thomas, James Dotson, as Lucas Santini connects with Colton Carlson, 30 yards, and Laurel has a 13-7 lead as they'll kick it out of bounds here. So we'll get the flag in with 1:23 to go. Fort Cherry still has 2 timeouts here, and they'll have plenty of time whether they opt to take the kick and the penalty or re-kick it here. We'll see.
I mean, you have such explosive returners. I wouldn't be surprised if you would take it, but you also have such an explosive offense. No real big difference. I think, they're going to elect to go and re-kick it.
Boy, Carlson, as good as he has looked running the football in these playoffs, and he has been great. 2 of his 4 100-yard rushing games have come in the last 4 games. But, man, is he lethal when he is in one-on-one.
It's awesome, too. I went back and looked game by game. The most rushing yards he has in a game is 124. The most receiving in a game is 97. He doesn't have that many actually 100-yard games, but he has so many games where he's got 160, 170 total yards in a contest.
4-game stretch averaging 106.5 of rush offense, but 167.5 in total offense. So he has been red hot as they'll pooch this one up, and it's going to be returnable. Salvini explodes through the middle. Salvini
with
one to beat, trying to get by Geiwitz, and Tony takes a diving effort at him, twists him around, but Fort Cherry's going to have it outside the 10-yard line all the way at the Laurel 12 with 1:10 to go in the half.
Make sure you stop by the Red Zone, just up the road on Wilmington Road in the Shannock Township. And that's why, Eric, when you have the explosive plays in the kick return game, I know you got Matt Sig and what he can do offensively, but you get a chance to make a spark with your big guys on the return game. Go ahead and take that risk. That's about a 60-yard return down to the 12.
He and Barna both have combined for 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns this season. Sig out of the shotgun, right back in business goes Fort Cherry. Sig up the middle. Sig is pushed back towards the 10. And he's going to get stopped right at the 10 for a gain of 12. The middle of that defense, Mahoney and company, and Alex Medved all in there on the stop.
Well, the one thing I was going to say after the touchdown was it may have been just too quick because there's too much time left. Well, when you return it to the 12-yard line, doesn't matter how much time is left. Just under 45 seconds now.
Salvini out of the shotgun with Sig again. He's going to roll out to the far side. Good block. Sig turns upfield. Sig is going to get stopped right around the 5-yard line. So he's going to get 5 on the play and a timeout called by Tanner Gary and Fort Cherry with 35 seconds to go in the half. We'll keep it here during the timeout.
Give a shout out to our friends real quick at Pontius Insurance, auto, home, business, or life insurance, all with a local agent at pontiusinsurance.com. It's going to be 3rd down and 3, 35 seconds remaining, 13-7 Laurel with the lead. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if you go Sig twice up the gut and say, best on best, see if you can stop us. I mean, that's what I'd be saying if I'm Coach Tanner Gary right now. And what I did like about that last play is Laurel had not 1 but 2 or 3 guys really sealing the edge, but just again how good the blocking is for Fort Cherry and how good Matt Sig is. He just cuts it up the field when he sees that little opening and picks up that 4 or 5 yard gain. So now it comes, best on best with your backs against the wall. Can the Spartans make another defensive stand? Or can Fort Cherry tie it up here late in the first half?
Remember, Laurel will get the ball to start the second half, so that is huge for the Spartans. But Matt Sig and company, they do it in all 3 phases: defense, offense, special teams. That was on display on that kickoff return by Salvini. 3rd down and 3 from the 5, so they can get to the 2 for a first down. Sig will carry to the outside. He's cut off. Sig keeps working. Sig fighting. And Sig is going to be down inside the 1, so he's going to have 1st and goal for Fort Cherry with 28 seconds to go in the half. And it'll be a fresh set here. Clock will run. They're going to have to hustle. They still have 1 timeout left. They line up quick. Sig out of the shotgun again, and he spikes the ball with 20 seconds to go.
So the first Fort Cherry pass attempt of the game is on a spike. He threw his first pass attempt since week 5 in the win last week against Neshannock.
I talked to Tanner Gary all week long, but tonight before the game, I asked him, I said, well, what happened when he hurt his shoulder? And he said, yeah, he hurt his shoulder on the same night that he broke my record. And he said, of course, he breaks my record and then he gets hurt. As they'll snap it, coming to the near side is Sig. It's academic. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. Second touchdown run of the night for Matt Sig, and with 17 seconds to go in the half, Fort Cherry has tied it at 13. Excellent job by the Rangers to respond in short order.
I'll say, too, Laurel actually got good penetration right up the middle. Casey Wilson was right there running with Sig for a while, but Casey Wilson not as fast by far as Matt Sig. He ends up getting away from him and then walking untouched into the end zone with 17 seconds remaining.
Nick Massey to attempt the point after. And he's been really good this season at these extra points. They almost got around to block that, did Laurel. But the point after is up, and it is good. So Fort Cherry comes right back down the field with 17 seconds left. Matt Sig's second touchdown of the night. They've taken a 14-13 lead on Laurel here in the semifinals of Single A. We'll keep it here during the timeout. Sig is, not a lot of people have talked about this, but he is closing in. I don't know if he's going to catch Stone Saunders for total touchdowns accounted for, but that would be a state record if he's able to get that. But he is closing in on that fast.
What record at this point, other than total rushing yards in a career, what record doesn't this young man have? Tonight, 19 carries for 135 yards and those 2 touchdowns. You take away the 82-yard touchdown, 18 carries for about 53, 54 yards, Eric. It's closer to 70 yards. Still, it's other than that one run, they've actually held him decently in check. But even when you hold him in check, he still goes for 10, 15, 20 yards out of nowhere. And I think that's, again, what just has made him so impressive throughout his 4 years of his high school career, why he's going to be a big asset wherever he ends up.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that as the night unfolds here still, as Carlson's going to get a chance to return it. Tries to hit the left side. Carlson turns on the Jets. Colton Carlson up near midfield and tackled there, so Laurel's going to have 8 seconds left. And maybe time for a heave, a quick pass, maybe a shorter heave then, but we'll see what they try to draw up here as they're going to get the ball again to start the second half. Yeah, Sig, it's going to be interesting what he does because he decommits from Penn State, one of 5 WPIAL players who decommitted after James Franklin was fired. He went to Notre Dame last week. Pat Narduzzi was at the game against Neshannock last weekend and made no qualms about wanting to put the full court press on to get him, but the other guy that wants him really bad is a guy named Kurt Signetti, so we'll see what happens. If Kurt Signetti's asking me to play for him, I'm going. As Santini will line up in the shotgun. They'll take a shot here. Santini going to have to scramble, keeps it alive, going to go out of bounds to stop the clock with 3 seconds left and take one more crack at it down by a point. Just to further that point, Indiana right now is obviously all the rage in college football. How do you say no to Kurt Signetti right now? I understand Sig's relationship with James Franklin is a very tight one. He says he's going to pay attention to wherever Franklin goes. West Virginia wants him. Rich Rod's putting a full court press on for him. Game day's in town tomorrow. Pitt's got its biggest game in years at home, biggest crowd they're going to play in front of at home in years. And, it's just an interesting circus for him right now. And I know Tanner Gary, he's been kind of trying to help him a little bit. Tanner Gary went through it himself. As we're going to get a timeout called by Brian Cooper and Laurel. Gary actually started at Bowling Green. Not started, but he started his career at Bowling Green, transferred to Youngstown State, then came back home and went to Slippery Rock, where he had an excellent senior campaign. 2-time PSAC Player of the Week, 3-year letter winner at Youngstown State, but he was second-team All-PSAC his senior year after he threw for 3,500 yards. So Tanner Gary knows what this young man's going through. On a higher level than what Tanner Gary went through himself, but at least he knows what he's going through, and he has to kind of handle all the hype and handle all the coaches asking about him. And the one thing I asked him early in the week about, Matt, and are any coaches going to be here tonight? No, there's nobody, going to be here tonight, which is kind of odd. But at the same time, having a younger coach, a guy that's on the younger side and understands all the trends and things that are going on, I think is going to help Sig in the long run, having Gary at his side there. Laurel's going to line up here 2nd and 9 with 3 seconds to go in the half. Santini going to step into one, throws over the middle, pass is going to fall incomplete, and that is how the first half will come to a close. It's about as expected here tonight between these two sides. Big touchdown run by Matt Sig early. Big drive by Laurel to answer. A couple of defensive stops. Big drive again by the Spartans to go down the field. And then Sig and company answer with a big special teams play and a 1-yard touchdown run by the incomparable Matt Sig. 14-13, Fort Cherry leads it. This is the WPIAL semifinals on the NFHS Network and the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Back here at Hopewell High School, Eric Thomas, James Dotson, halftime, as Fort Cherry has a 14-13 lead on Laurel in this single A semifinal. We'll give you all the scores from across the WPIAL, the semis, and tell you about the championships tomorrow. But first, let's listen into some of the action from the bands. First up, it is the Laurel Spartans marching band here in the single A semifinals on the NFHS Network and the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
worse, we're Chick-fil-A, not Chick-fil-A, we're Chipotle, and no matter how much they give me, like, put more, please.
No, I said, can I have a little more? I say no.
You said it multiple times.
I didn't say it.
I can't bring myself to do it.
Because I don't give you they'll give you like a hash little scoop, be like, oh, this is stuff. I'm like, yeah.
They put Notre Dame out there.
And he jumps up.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
Congratulations to the October LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Mohawk Girls Volleyball as October's LCAP Team of the Month for winning their first section title in program history and their first playoff victory in program history as well. Congratulations to Coach Anna Fadden and the Mohawk Warrior Volleyball Team, your LCAP Team of the Month.
Playing Chicago's hit 25 or 64.
The halftime show continues. I want to give a shout out to the Laurel Spartan Marching Band under the direction of Scott Boyer with Macy Miller and Nora Johns, your drum majors. And now Ashlyn Connors, drum major of the Ranger Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Matt Nelson for their halftime show. 14-13, Fort Cherry leading Laurel at lcsportsnet.com and watching on the NFHS network.
You're fine. I don't fumble. Never fumbled in my life. Never fumbled in my life. I've got the football. I've never fumbled. have to wake up and come back at a decent time. Decent time, 6 a.m. Well,
The halftime show coming to a conclusion here on the NFHS network and on LCSportsNet.com. 14-13, Fort Cherry leading Laurel at the halftime break. We're going to take one last quick break during our halftime show. We'll come back, get you the first half stats, and get you ready for half number 2 when we return. LCSportsNet.com and watching on the NFHS network.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Tonight, someone is cold, hungry, and forgotten. At City Rescue Mission, we're more than a shelter. We're a bright beacon of light in our community, serving those in need to make our community stronger and healthier. We offer real help and real hope, and that hope is Jesus. We serve him by serving others in love, grace, mercy, and compassion. But we can't do it without you. Be the reason someone's story is rewritten in Christ. Give today at cityrescuemission.org.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rosatelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at medorebonnerlaw.com for more information.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Back here at Tony Dorsett Stadium, Eric Thomas, James Dotson, second half about to get underway as Fort Cherry has a 14-13 lead on Laurel, and the Spartans of Laurel will receive the second half kickoff to begin things here. Let's talk about that first half. This game gets started. Fort Cherry goes right down the field. As you take a look at the halftime stats, Laurel actually outgaining Fort Cherry, really because of the 30-yard pass there at the end of the first half. But Matt Sigg explodes, 67-yard touchdown run that came on 3rd and 21. And Fort Cherry, he gets that big run, and you think, man, you have him stopped on 3rd down. This is like our shot right here, and he goes for 67 yards on 3rd and 21. Well, Laurel comes right back down the field, 11 plays, 70 yards. Colton Carlson ties it up. And then Laurel, with 1:23 to go in the second quarter, got a 30-yard touchdown pass from Lucas Santini to Colton Carlson. The point after was missed. And all of a sudden, then you're thinking, well, Laurel gets the ball to start the second half. Momentum is completely flipped. They got a big 4th down stop. Big special teams return, 65-yard kickoff return to get down inside. That was after an illegal procedure penalty on a kick out of bounds. Salvini takes it all the way down to the Laurel 12, and then from there, Sigg capitalizes on a 1-yard touchdown run. Point after made it 14-13. So that's where we stand right now. And I know a lot of people have opined over the week that this was going to be Fort Cherry's game to lose. We tried telling people that maybe it's not. This is going to be a lot closer than people think, and voila, here we are, a 1-point game.
Give a shout out real quick to the guy that does all the extra analytics and like the predictions and the watchability.
On the Facebook forum, on the football Facebook forum on social media, he has a prediction model. It's insane, actually. It's one of the WPIAL groups on Facebook, and he ran the prediction. He said 28-24 was going to be the final tonight.
Well, he's literally right on pace for that one right now with a 14-13 halftime lead. Let's take a look at some first half stats. First, want to give a shout out to our friends at Newcastle Transit Authority. Why drive when you can relax? Touchdowns. The rest of the team, 7 carries for 11 yards. The issue is Eli Salvini's 60-yard kick return that set up the go-ahead touchdown with under 30 seconds to go in the first half. For the Laurel Spartans, very balanced. Jack Miles with the most touches, 6 carries for 43 yards. Colton Carlson, 5 carries for 49 yards. He also has a 30-yard touchdown reception to go along with a touchdown carry in the game as well. J.J. McBride, 5 carries for 29 yards. Nathan Hill, 5 carries for 18 yards. Lucas Santini, 30-yard touchdown pass, an incomplete pass to end the half, and 3 carries for 14 yards. So the 5 rushers for the Spartans with 6, 5, 5, 5, and 3 carries. Spreading the wealth. They're fresh. Here's the key, though. Halftime adjustments. You have 2 coaches who are pretty darn good at what they do, always have been, Eric. You got, obviously, Coach Cooper with Laurel, his 12th season with the Spartans, 20 years plus overall as a head coach between there and between his time at Shenango. Then you got Tanner Gary, just a legend. That family so legendary, has his dad on the coaching staff still. His grandfather is the namesake of the football field at Fort Cherry High School. These guys know football. The whole staff for both these teams know football extremely well. What's going to be dialed up? What's in the bag of tricks? What adjustments are going to be made here in the second half of football?
And we'll see as Laurel is going to get it to start the second half. And they have their trio of return men back deep to receive the kickoff. If you're listening to us, kickoff will come from right to left. So Laurel will attack the end zone to our left. Nicholas Massey will do the honors here to start the final 24 minutes. One of these teams is going to go to Acrisure Stadium next Saturday afternoon to play for the single A WPIAL title and a berth in the state tournament. Kickoff is going to be fielded dangerously and downed inside the 25-yard line. That was angling towards the sideline, and I believe Laurel thought that was going to go out of bounds, but had to get it as it stopped dead before it rolled out of bounds. So the Spartans are going to start deep in their own territory here to begin this third quarter.
Real quick, scores hopefully updating on your bottom line here momentarily, but the halftime score for the other 1A semifinal game, Clareton 22-14 over Bishop Canevin, a late score there to end the first half.
First and 10 for the Spartans. Santini and company start in that T formation they used in the first half. They go to the ground, and Miles trying to follow the wall, and he'll push the pile forward for a short gain that time. Really, it's actually going to be about a gain of 5.
5, 6, 7 even.
Yeah, even they're going to give them forward progress, and a gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. So they start right out in that power run formation. And again, this Laurel team has run the ball very well the last couple of weeks. Their offense has been churning out the yardage here, second most this season last week against Shar Houston, 294 yards. They go back to the ground again on second down, and they're going to have the first down carry that time, as getting around the corner and getting to that stick is going to be Miles once again as he's up to the 35-yard line.
It's so much fun to talk about the Miles family. So Mitch Miles graduated about 5 or 6 years ago. He ended up playing football in college, big-time wrestler as well. He says he actually misses wrestling, wishes he may have done that instead. Abby Miles wrestling now at Northern Michigan. Jack Miles, obviously Ryan Miles, his father played in the title game. It's just a family affair.
T formation, quick hitter. It's Nathan Hill. Nathan Hill breaks out of the pile, and he's upended as he gets into Fort Cherry territory. Tackled by Gavin Grace, but not before he gets to the 45. And a fresh set of downs for Laurel with 10:49 to go in the third.
Yeah, it's just a form of misdirection because you're focusing on 10. You're focusing on
after missing last year with a torn ACL. He's closing in on 800 yards rushing this season. T behind Santini again. He's going to hand off this time. It is McBride, and McBride will score his way to the 40-yard line, a gain of 5. You know, James, as they did it last week with the big gains, the last 2 weeks really with the big gains, of 12 and 13 a carry in the first 2 playoff games. Tonight, the 5, the 6, the 7 yards a gain is what's really working for this Laurel team.
Yeah, they're not needing the explosive plays. They're just wearing you down, really going one play at a time.
Once again, a T formation behind Santini on what is second down, the carry. And it's Carlson this time, another Laurel first down as he's inside the 35 and down to the 33-yard line.
First downs now, 11 for Laurel, 7 for Fort Cherry.
How about the third down conversion numbers for these two teams in the first half, too? 8 of 12 on third down. They're just continuing to move the sticks. Laurel has not faced a third down here yet on this drive. It'll be a T formation once again behind Santini. On first down, Santini hands off Miles, gets a block from Carlson, frees him up. Miles around the far end. Miles takes off down the sideline. Jack Miles is going to go the distance for the touchdown. 33 yards with 9:15 to go in the third, and Laurel has recaptured the lead at 19-14.
He's going the distance. He's going for speed. And that was a cakewalk into the end zone, untouched. Look at the blocking on the replay. Seal on the edge. Carlson kicks out the block of the guy coming off the corner, and no one comes within 5 yards of of Miles going to the end zone. And now they're going to go for 2 to try to make this back to a 7-point advantage.
They're going to chase that point that they missed. Jarrett's last extra point was no good, so they're going to go for 2. T formation again behind Santini. He's going to hand off. Carlson slips through there, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. And we got us a 7-point ball game once again. 9:15 to go in the third quarter. Jack Miles, a 33-yard touchdown run. Laurel recaptures the lead, 21-14. You're watching the Single A semifinals on the NFHS Network, listening to us on lcsportsnet.com.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Back here at Tony Dorsett Stadium, Eric Thomas and James Dotson. 9:15 to go in the third. And now it goes back to the Laurel defense. Can they get a stop up by 7 after that Jack Miles 33-yard touchdown run from Miles? That is his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. Only had 179 yards rushing coming into the play tonight. A dual threat, yes, but more of the defensive stud for this Laurel team. Barna gets it at the 5. Barna comes across the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, and he's ganged up on as he hits the 35-yard line. Excellent return by Barna. That's why you see he's got 2 on the season. And this Fort Cherry offense will start 1st and 10 at its own 35 with 9:05 to go in the third.
Well, and now it's Fort Cherry's turn to answer. And you mentioned Jack Miles real quick. I do want to mention, not the gaudy numbers on the ground over the course of the year, Eric, but he now has 3 rushing touchdowns in the last 2 playoff games. Come crunch time, again, maybe some restful legs. And you got a couple good, when Hill and Carlson aren't running, they're great blockers. And same with Miles. He's a great blocker, too, when he's not carrying the ball. They all help each other out so well.
Here comes Sig and company. They've been fantastic at times tonight on offense, aided by their special teams. Had the opening drive. It's a bad snap to Sig, but he corrals it. Pressure coming. Sig gets around the corner. Matt Sig takes off to the 40, and he's out of bounds right near the 45-yard line. They're going to call him at the 44 for a gain of 9. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1. Miles and Hamilla were there to chase him out of bounds.
Yeah, Miles chased him from the opposite side of his outside linebacker position and knocked him out of bounds. Otherwise, he was probably going the distance as well. Jack Miles, again, the all-time leading tackler, now 350-plus career tackles in his Laurel Spartan career.
2nd down and 1 from the 44. Sig out of the shotgun, receivers each way. Snap, it was a good one this time. Salvina goes right up the right side, right hash, or right in between the hashes, and he's going to have enough for the Fort Cherry 1st down. They move the sticks. He's just outside of midfield at the 49 with 8:50 to go in the third.
Yeah, a lot of low snaps for Fort Cherry, as you've alluded to here, Eric. And remember, it's Laurel that has a new center here this week after having to reshuffle their offensive line due to injury. But it's Fort Cherry that's having the issues snapping the football.
8:37 to go in the third. Sig and company trying to answer that touchdown. Again, receivers each way, motion towards us. And movement up front. Let's see who this is against. Fort Cherry says it's against Laurel. Laurel says it's against Fort Cherry. We got a flag on the Fort Cherry side.
All that matters is what the guy in the white hat says.
And we're going to talk about it here.
Definitely movement from the left tackle and left guard. There it is. Good work on the replay there. I guess I got to give a shout out now to the Cooler Natel. He is officially now Mr. Rob Natel, Jacob Walzer, producer. Way too long.
He's going to move the ball back to the 44-yard line.
Happiest since I told him that he doesn't have to set up the equipment tonight.
Dangerous when he's happy. 1st and 15 for Fort Cherry. Sig going to keep. Sig slipped. He got bounced around, and then he's going to fight his way across the 45. Alex Medved, along with Casey Wilson and company there for the stop that time for Laurel. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 13. He didn't quite get back to the original line.
Yeah, was that an actual slip, Eric, or did he just kind of hesitate and duck under a tackler? I mean, it was tough to tell because it looked like he was still in full control, even though, he nearly went down to the ground.
2nd and 12 from the 47. They shift Salvini now to the right of Sig. Snap, Sig going to roll to his right, got the extra blockers trying to hit the corner. Laurel can't get anybody over there. Miles got there late, and Sig is going to get pushed out of bounds. There is going to be a flag down back near the line of scrimmage. So this is apparently in the area of holding.
So Eric,
push it back and make it 2nd down. And
Eric, right now Fort Cherry is running an offense similar to what Coach Nee ran for Union in his first year when he had Braylon Thomas, and he would have guys like Caden Fisher and Mark Stanley as the lead blockers for him. 2 guys in the backfield, both to the right of the quarterback, and saying, you guys go hit somebody and let our athlete go and be an athlete. That's what they're trying to do here in these first plays of the opening drive. The issue is somebody blocking who's got a little bit too much of the jersey, and now moving backwards. Fort Cherry 5th penalty of the game. They just moved backwards a bit too much here tonight.
It's going to push it back to the 34, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 22. 36, I beg your pardon. 2nd down and 22 for the Rangers with 7:37 to go. Laurel has a 21-14 lead thanks to Jack Miles' 33-yard touchdown run a couple minutes ago. Sig out of the shotgun on 2nd down and 22. Actually, Sig is in motion. It's Salvini. It's a low snap. He can't corral it. Medved's there.
Medved's got the football.
Away. And let's see where they say it. They're going to say, I believe Salvini was down as he was touched by Medved with possession. So he's going to be down back at the 27. But this is going to push him back 9 more yards.
Yeah, so they try to mix it up here. But again, a low snap causing issues. And yes, Salvini falls on it. And yeah, he did have possession just long enough while being on the ground before Alex Medved ripped it away. I mean, Medved's already got a fumble recovery. Won't get credit, but kind of right there is part of his 21st tackle for a loss.
3rd down and 30 for Fort Cherry. Low snap to Sieg again. They're going to go reversal, and they're going to pass. They got a man wide open down the field, and it overshoots the intended receiver. Braden Faulkner was way late on the coverage. Evan Rogers was the open receiver. Great design by Tanner Gary. It was Josh Silveria, who threw the pass, and it's going to bring up 4th and 30.
Well, they dialed something up on 4th and long, and they had him there. That ball just carried and carried. I couldn't believe it. He had about 15, 20 yards of space, and I think even it felt like he took a little bit off of it to try to allow his receiver to kind of run under it, but it just kept tailing and fluttering towards the sideline. A break for Laurel as they're going to get on 4th and 30. They're going to punting situation.
Blake Sweeter will punt it away. It's a good snap to him. He gets the punt off. And it is Faulkner who will return it. Faulkner at the 35, trying to get to the side, gets a block, shakes away from one, is taken down near the 40, out of bounds. And that's where Laurel's going to start. 1st and 10 with 6:38 to go in the 3rd.
At Parada Jones and McCree, attorneys at law, excellence is our guarantee. Big shout out to Parada Jones and McCree for all they've done for us over the course of this season. Also give a shout out to Nick's Auto Body and to the Crane Room Grill. I know people are listening and watching at the Crane Room Grill tonight. Hey, if you're hungry after the game, kitchen's open until 10:30 tonight with select appetizer specials. Make it your post-game tradition at the Crane Room.
6:38 to go in the 3rd. Laurel, who scored on its opening possession of the 3rd quarter with a chance here. T formation behind Santini. Handoff Miles. Same thing they've done on 1st down here multiple times. This time the Fort Cherry defense is right there, as he's going to get to the 45, a gain of 4 that time. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. Good job again by Miles to fight his way through the early contact to pick up what he can.
Both these teams, Eric, every time it feels like they're stopped at the line of scrimmage, we're still saying 3-yard gain, 4-yard gain, 5-yard gain.
I don't think, has Laurel been stopped for a loss tonight?
Negative. They got 2 no-gain plays, but no negative plays.
That is incredible against this Fort Cherry defense.
And plus 1 incomplete pass, so officially 3 plays with no gain.
2nd down and 6 for the Spartans, attacking the end zone to our right. Santini hands it off. Carlson bounced off 1. Carlson got stood up, and he might have gotten a yard. He is just ganged up on its all-red jerseys. 9 of them are in there on the stop that time. Six.
Called maybe 5.5. Ball at the 45-yard line. Both teams have thrown just 2 passes each in this contest, and Laurel will spread them out 5 wide here on 3rd down and long.
Huge 3rd down early in this 3rd quarter, about midway through this 3rd quarter. Santini out of the shotgun, trips near side, snap. Luca looks, going to dump it off. And stop at the 43.
Well, Eric, we were talking about it as we were leading up to this game, just that when they get passing situations, lots of different varieties of pressure. There's only 5 to block, they send 6, so it's 1-on-1 all across. Jack Miles wins the battle. And how about that little jump pass even, right on the money for the future Clarion baseball player in Lucas Santini.
T formation behind Santini again, 1st and 10. Quick hitter this time with Hill. He has popped. He got right in the middle and got rocked as he tried to gain his momentum that time. That looked like Artie Shattuck who got the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 10 to go here for Laurel. Clock ticks down to 4.5 to go in the third. Spartans up by 7.
I got to give a shout out to Archie Shattuck because earlier in the game it was one of the extra points. As he got blocked, kind of got upended, tripped over his own player, ended up doing a full somersault and handstand practically as he pushed himself to his feet. Needed to give a shout out to a play of the game nomination for that.
2nd and 10. Santini will hand it off. Carlson coming to the near side. Carlson hops the pile and is taken down as he gets inside the 40. Down around the 36-yard line, Tyler Wolf grabbed him in midair and brought him to the earth. It'll be 3rd down and 3. 3rd down and 4 for Laurel here with under 4 to go.
Yeah, and that's a legal hurdle because the player is already on the ground when Carlson leaves his feet. If the player is upright on his feet, then it would be a personal foul penalty. But good job, Carlson, recognizing the player is down, can go over the top without fear of a penalty. He's got 8 carries for 62. Hill's got 8 for 33. Miles 9 for 86. Everybody getting involved.
Around him at the waist, but Santini was able to get by him first. He's to the 31. It's a 1st down for Laurel with 3:26 to go in the third.
Eric, watch here if we can on our instant replay. Of course, it's going to glitch out us on this one. And said, "Hey, I'm following you, big boy," and fell forward. He got the 1st down of 3 yards before he was even touched.
Hamilla at tight end right side, T formation. Now motion by Miles out to the far side. Santini hands off. It's McBride trying to find his way left side, and he is going to be taken down immediately by Bianchi as he gained maybe a half yard that time. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 2:46 to go in the third.
By the way, that also makes Laurel, I'm sorry folks, 6 for 7 on 3rd down tonight.
Now, if you want to get to title games, you need to convert 3rd downs. If you want to win games in Pennsylvania in November and December, you better damn sure be able to run the football. And Laurel's doing that here tonight. 2nd and 10 from the 31. 2:21 to go. Santini hands it off, quick hitter. Hill got through there, and he's going to dive forward. He's going to be close to the 1st down, maybe a yard shy that time, as he was taken down in open space by Sig, and it's going to bring up another 3rd down, but we hit 2:05 to go in the third.
And all of a sudden, the clock is becoming a bit of an issue if you're a Rangers fan.
It's going to be a long 2.
Tick, 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 tick. As this drive already has taken about 5 minutes off of this 3rd quarter clock.
Now, realistically, Tony Guyowitz has hit from 41 this season. He has good range, but you got to be thinking 7 here. This may be 4-down territory if they can't pick this up. Santini under center, Miles. Miles 1st down. Miles is going to get to the 20. I mean, he's right there. And it's going to be enough to move the chains with 1:38 to go in the 3rd quarter. Keep the drive alive, another 3rd down conversion. And Laurel is moving it here up front with 90 to go in the third.
Great look on your camera right there. We got some fans of the game in the background, but just, hard-hitting football, but you've seen stuff like that after the play. Sig stopping Hamilla and helping him put the shoulder pad back in. Great respect between these two teams you've seen all night long amongst
hit 2:05 to go in the third.
And all of a sudden, the clock is becoming a bit of an issue if you're a Rangers fan.
It'll be a long 2.
Tick, 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 tick.
Hit 2:05 to go in the third.
And all of a sudden, the clock is becoming a bit of an issue if you're a Rangers fan.
It'll be a long 2.
Tick, 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 tick. As this drive already has taken about 5 minutes off of this 3rd quarter clock.
Now, realistically, Tony Guyowitz has hit from 41 this season. He has good range, but you got to be thinking 7 here. This may be 4-down territory if they can't pick this up. Santini under center, Miles. Miles first down. Miles is going to get to the 20. I mean, he's right there, and it's going to be enough to move the chains with 1:30. WPIAL title. We hope you enjoyed this one. Come on back on the NFHS Network and LCSportsNet.com. Attorneys Parada, Jones, and McCree are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance at a positive result. From personal injury, criminal and corporate law, real estate, municipal law, to wills and estates, their team will work with you through every step of the legal process. With Parada, Jones, and McCree, excellence is our guarantee.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Tony Dorsett Stadium. Eric Thomas, James Dotson, our LCSportsNet.com crew on a beautiful night here in Hopewell Township, Aliquippa area, home of the great Paul Posluszny and home of the great Tony Dorsett. And we got a great game here as Laurel has a 3rd and 5 from the Fort Cherry 15-yard line. Big third down here for the Spartans to start the final quarter. They hand it off Miles. Miles with 2 hands gets bottled up. They're trying to push him forward. Nobody got leverage, and everybody on Fort Cherry's side, including Tyler Wolf, are going to wrestle him down to the ground. So now it's 4th down, and let's see what they opt to do here. This is well within Guywitz's field goal range. Tony Guyewitz earlier this season, in fact, the game we did on the Lawrence County Sports Network has hit from 42. We do have an injured Fort Cherry player on the field. After the play is over, one of the linemen who is down for the Rangers, Tanner Gary, out there to check on him. What do you do here? You got Guyewitz, who, you're looking now at 31. He's hit from 42. He's your leg as far as field goals go. That is one of the linemen who is hurt, Dylan Lewick, who is coming off the field, a little hobbled.
I'd like it if they had gotten a couple more yards on that previous play, Eric, but at this point it's like a 2-point conversion. Do you have a 2-point conversion play that you can trust right now?
They are going to kick it here.
I make it a 2-possession game. I have no problem with that either, Eric.
Guyewitz is going to try to make this a 10-point game. It's going to be Carlson to hold it with 11:36 to go as they wind the clock. Again, Guyewitz has hit from 42 this season. Fort Cherry lines up, and they are going to bring the house. Carlson to hold it. Tony Guyewitz puts his foot into it, end over end. It is up, and it is good with 11:22 to go in the contest. And Laurel has extended this thing to a 2-possession lead at 24-14. We'll take a timeout. Fort Cherry coming up after this on the Lawrence County Sports Network and NFHS Network.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
So Tony Guyewitz has given Laurel a 2-possession lead at 24-14.
I got a fun drive summary coming after the kick here, Eric. I'll give it right now. 7 minutes and 16 seconds off of that clock.
11:22 to go in the contest. And let's see, it's going to be Salvini who's got the return for Fort Cherry. Big hole, and he gets up to the 35 once again. So good starting field position. Actually, that was Barna who had it. Good starting field position for the Rangers once again. See what the Laurel defense can do. They've been fantastic tonight.
12 plays, 45 yards, 7:16 off the clock, ending in that Tony Guyewitz field goal. Get the home field advantage at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George. Keeping promises for over 90 years.
Again, the last WPIAL team to defeat Fort Cherry was Rochester in 2022. It has been a remarkable run. Sig going to run it here for the Rangers, and he is tripped up as he gets to the 40. Tried to make the cut, might have gotten slipped a little bit there on the turf, and he's going to have a good gain, though, on first down, a gain of 5.
22 carries for 151 yards. Over half of his yards came on, or just shy of half of his yards now came on that remarkable 3rd down and 21 to start the game for Fort Cherry. He's been bottled up pretty nicely here the rest of the game. And something to keep your eye on, Eric. Starting left tackle Dylan Lewick still out on the sideline favoring his left ankle. He's just been given his helmet back, might be coming back in, but right now not out there.
They're going to go to the ground once again. Fort Cherry has thrown one pass officially tonight. That was Salvini, I believe, with the carry check. Yes, Salvini had the carry that time. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Fort Cherry. Casey Wilson, the big fella in the middle there with the stop once again. So here we go, 3rd and 5. Coming up on 10 to go in the contest. Sig out of the shotgun. Going to carry it to the near side. The Laurel defense, they can't get him, and Sig is going to have the first down. Tyler Fuchs was able to track him down, but Sig got across the 45, the line to gain. +1, it's a first down for Fort Cherry just outside of midfield.
I'm trying to figure out how he just split between 2 Spartan defenders at the line of scrimmage and then carried a man on his back for the final 5 yards.
Fort Cherry working here with 9:47 to go.
But here's the thing, you're down 2 possessions. At some point, you're going to have to start picking up the pace if you're Fort Cherry. 9:30 remaining, down by 10.
1st and 10, just outside of midfield at their own 48-yard line. Fort Cherry attacks the end zone to our right. Snap to Sig. Rather, that is Salvini. Salvini around the end. Salvini got hit hard, broke through that tackle, and got into Laurel territory to the 49 of the Spartans, where Tony Geiwitz was awaiting him. Actually, that's Ethan Hamilla who was awaiting him. It's going to be a first down, or rather a 3-yard gain on first down. So it's a 2nd and 7 now for the Spartans with 9:10 to go.
Yeah, second time he's kept one on a direct snap. Now 9 carries on the evening, but only 26 yards for Salvini.
2nd and 7 from the 49. Coming to the near side, it's Salvini again, and he is crunched as he gets to the edge. Tyler Fuchs once again speeding in there. Jackson McVicker may have actually taken the worst of that, his own teammate, as he is slow to get up. It's going to be 3rd down Fort Cherry.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. A little shaken up is Jackson, but he now gets up, gets back to his position as he absorbed a lot of punishment. Still a gain of 2, 3rd down coming, 3rd down and 5, down to 8:30 remaining.
8.5 to go. Wing on the far side. Sig now motions his man out of the backfield. Matt Sig will carry to the left side. Sig bounces around, gets to the corner, turns, and he's pushed out of bounds. Way short of the sticks to gain on the far side, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 5 with 8:12 to go.
Well, Christian Unosco was the man in motion. He went backwards first out of the motion. Good job not to go forward until the ball was snapped, first and foremost. But then he comes forward to try to block Carlson, and he went then backwards again by about 5 yards. That forced Sig to have to go around him, and by that time, a bunch of white jerseys able to surround him for no gain. I'll shoot him out of bounds, and 4th and 5, and this is a huge one too, because again, 8:05 remaining. Laurel's last drive took over 7 minutes off the clock.
Fourth down and potentially some momentum. They're going to throw it. Sig airs it out, looking for Massey, and it's incomplete. He overshot him. It was double covered by J.J. McBride and Tony Geiwitz, and Matt Sig put too much on it, and Laurel is going to take over near midfield with 8:01 to go, and the Spartans are up by 10. It's a Madur Bonner Law change in possession, and momentum to the Spartans with 8 and change to go.
Now you trust your men in the trenches. Laying the foundation for your home or business is Doran Concrete, doranconcrete.com. 30 years of experience laying the foundation for your home or office. 8:01 remaining. Each team with all 3 timeouts left. Right now, you're just looking one play at a time, just try to push forward.
T formation, Santini going to just push the pile, and he's going to be into Fort Cherry territory as he is close to the 45-yard line, the 46, and we are under 8 minutes to go. Look at this job by this offensive line up front. They are just owning the line of scrimmage right now as Laurel.
7-yard gain on a QB sneak. You know what this reminds me of? About 10 years ago, Laurel against Stowe Rocks, where they out-muscled that in Stowe Rocks offensive line to 50-plus points on the road. Dom, we ran 6 straight quarterback sneaks, and the worst was a 6-yard gain on those quarterback sneaks in that game, and a timeout having to be taken by Fort Cherry as well. And you hear the crowd going wild. It is quiet on the near side of the field, Eric. Spartan faithful to their feet. Half of Harlansburg is down here right now, it feels like, and they're letting their faithful hear it on the field. A 10-point lead. Let's step aside real quick with 7:25 remaining at LC Sportsnet and the NFHS Network.
Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands. From a scratch to a dent to a major repair, Nick's your man. Making your car look as good as new. Nobody does it better than Nick's Auto Body. Trust your body in our hands. Nick's Auto Body. Trust your body in our hands.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Back here at Tony Dorsett Stadium, 2nd down and 4 for the Spartans. Motion by Carlson, they go quick hitter, it's McBride, and McBride's going to fight his way forward across the 45, down to the 41, and a first down for Laurel with 7:19 to go.
Eric, these numbers feel so much like it's 1986, the last time these two teams played, nearly 40 years ago. Variety of ball carriers. You have 4 different players with at least 8 carries, each of them over 30 yards. Everybody getting involved, and that offensive line just bullying right now the Rangers.
They go to the ground once again. It's Carlson, and he is clamped up on at the 40.
Well, we talked about it. How do you beat this Fort Cherry team? Who are the only 2 teams that have done it in the last 3 years, Eric?
Steel High and Port Allegheny.
And how?
I'll tell you, we mentioned it Wednesday night in our preview show. Andrew Irby, the head coach at Steel High, and I have been friends for a quarter century now. He told me flat out when they played Fort Cherry in the state title game a couple years ago, you have to own the line of scrimmage. And he said they treated Matt Sig like a running back who can throw the football. And if they understood the gaps and the schemes up front, he said they're very tendency heavy. As Santini is just going to keep pushing the pile, and push the pile he does to the 35. Gain of 5 on second, or rather, gain of 5 on 2nd and 8, so it's going to bring up 3rd and about 3. But just to finish that point, he said we knew that Sig could throw the deep ball, but the timing, the quick passes. Matt Sig was more of a thrower back then than he is now. He can't throw right now because of his shoulder issue, but Andrew Irby disguised his coverage, and he brought a lot of pressure on him, and they really clamped down on him running the football in that state title win. And who better to ask than one of the guys to beat Sig in a big game? 3rd down and 1. They actually gave him 7. Santini under center will hand it off. Hill, first down. Laurel still dragging everybody. He lost the football, and Fort Cherry recovers it. He was stripped, and it's recovered by Gavin Grace with 5:20 to go on a must drive for the Spartans to eat the clock. And Fort Cherry is going to have a shot with 5:20 to go.
Well, first give credit coming up to Silveria, because he's the one who forced the the sidestep right off the bat. He gets the first down, but then it's Matt Sig. As Hill is held up, it's Sig. Why not Sig? He rips the ball away. 2 hands on the football. It didn't matter. He was being held up. Great job by the Fort Cherry defense. Sig rips it away. Rangers recover. Life for the Rangers.
They're gonna have to do it quick. Sig gonna carry to the near side, trying to get to the corner out of an arm tackle. He can't, and the Laurel defense comes up huge as Jack Miles finishes off the tackle back near the 21.
Are you kidding me? Where in the world did Jack Miles come from? Look at this. He's from the outside. McVicker is able to grab him first. Credit McVicker even more than Miles for hanging on. I can't believe at all that Miles was even able to be a part of that play, but McVicker grabbed a hold of the jersey, and he was not letting go. And again, a team, they can score quickly, Eric, but when it's all on the ground, clock's going to keep on ticking. Tick, 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 down to 4:40 when they snap this one. Sig the man in motion.
They will give it to him. Laurel got the ball. They mishandled the snap or mishandled the exchange, and Laurel is going to recover it deep in Fort Cherry territory. Jack Miles once again comes up with it. The Spartans turn it over, and they take it right back with 4:32 to go.
Yeah, Sig never got the ball on that exchange as you check it out here on the replay. He comes in motion from the slot. It's Silveria as the quarterback, and it just, the exchange never happened. It almost looked like Sig wasn't expecting to get the handoff, Eric.
Amani Christian, 42, Central Valley, 0.
Oh my goodness. Laurel football at the 16. They get it right back with 4:32 left.
T formation behind Santini. Tanner Gary needs to calm his team down, and he's going to burn another timeout.
And you can't do that. You now have only 1 left. You can only stop the clock 1 more time, down 2 possessions. Oh my goodness.
All on the side of the green and white right now with 4.5 to go in the contest. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout. Check them out online at pontiusinsurance.com. On the line, a berth in the WPIAL championship game next Saturday afternoon at Acrisure Stadium. Home tomorrow to one of the biggest games in college football. Home this weekend to the Bengals and Steelers. Next week, it's the home to 4 WPIAL finals, and Laurel's trying to get to one for the first time since the Reagan administration. Unbelievable.
The one time these two teams played, your series notes, it was in the 1986 playoffs. Laurel dominated on the ground. Fort Cherry had Brad Tokar. He became just the 6th player ever to rush for 4,000 career yards, but Laurel outgained them over 3-1. The numbers are going to be about 2-1 the way this is looking.
T formation, Carlson turns up field. It's not really about the yardage here. It's about the clock at this point, as Carlson's going to get a couple that time. As that line was quick to work its way over there. And Woodkowicz was there for the stop for Fort Cherry as we come up on 4:13 to play.
Get in the game at MVP Insurance, where they coach clients to better prices, better coverage, located in Zelienople and New Springfield, Ohio. We will announce a play of the game at the end of this one, as well as an MVP of the game.
Couldn't write this in Hollywood. Sig forces the fumble, Sig fumbles.
I don't know if I blame it on Sig, though.
And we're going to get a timeout called by Brian Cooper and Laurel here with 3:49 to play. Let's take a timeout while we have a moment as well. 2nd and 9 upcoming for the Spartans, up 10. You're watching the WPIAL semifinals on the NFHS Network, listening to us on lcsportsnet.com.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates, or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Back here at Tony Dorsett Stadium, 2nd and 9 for the Spartans. T formation behind Santini. They attack the end zone to our left if you're listening to us. Santini looks over the line. Laurel is up by 10, trying to close the door on Fort Cherry. Snap. Santini will hand off Carlson. Carlson shakes out a one-arm tackle. And then Bianchi and Sweeter are there to close the gap on him. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and call it 8 for Laurel. Again, well within Tony Guywood's range. He hit from 31 a couple of minutes ago to make this a 10-point game.
Yeah, do you risk? I mean, it forces to make you a 2-touchdown game if you have to go for a field goal. I don't even know if you risk the potential of a field goal and a block and who knows what else. We'll see what happens on this 3rd down. I wonder, this could be a beautiful time. You want to try something? Well, a little play action right now. See if you can pop one over the top, maybe to Hamilla.
T formation again behind Santini. He's going to roll out. There it is. He lofts it, end zone, and he overshoots his intended receiver. He had 2 of them out there. He had McVicker and also Ethan Hamilla, and they were wide open, but he couldn't connect, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So now decision time for Brian Cooper and company.
Oh, I love the play call. Again, you've only thrown 3 passes all game, and that's when Santini wants back because, my goodness, both teams have had wide open pass looks with no one near him, and that one just fluttered out of the hand, nowhere close to the receivers, unfortunately. And I think Laurel's going to let this wind down, call timeout, and discuss what they want to do here on 4th down.
Yeah, good idea. Although the play clock continues to run, the game clock stopped because of the incompletion, and that's exactly what Brian Cooper is going to do. He's going to call a timeout with, now they ran 1 second off the clock. It's going to be 3:02 officially here to play. It's a 10-point game for Laurel. The Spartans took the opening drive of the second half and went right down the field. Jack Miles scored from 33 yards out. They went for 2 to make it a 7-point game again. 2 minutes later, after a stop, Laurel got into position, opted to go with a Tony Guywood's field goal. They hit it from 31 to make it a 10-point game. That was about 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago. Of game time anyway, and that's how we got here. Matt Sig launched one on 4th down, fell incomplete. Laurel took over. It seemed like it was going to be a game-icing drive. They fumbled. Matt Sig cost it the fumble, and then Fort Cherry gave it right back on a miscommunication on a handoff. So the Laurel offense stays out here with 3:02 to go. Santini under center. T formation behind him. Motion towards us, Miles. Snap. Santini going to roll out again. Looking. Luca. Going to dance, going to have to get rid of it. Luca, throw it away. He does, and it's going to be a Fort Cherry turnover on downs here. Laurel turnover on downs, and Fort Cherry's defense holds with 2:53 to go, down 10.
Yeah, it's smart in the end of just, hey, I'm not going to give up 30 yards. Let's get out of the pocket, throw it away, get somebody nearby in case it's not back to the line of scrimmage, because that looked ugly for a moment. Everybody, student body left, and then he ended up having to flush out to the right. Credit, I'm not sure if it was Hamilla or Miles, the receiver at the last second, just broke out to the right to try to help. But this is trust in your defense. I like that idea because of the fact, hey, you still got to make them go 85 yards. A field goal keeps it a 2-touchdown game anyway. You're going to need 2 scores no matter what. Just play your game defensively. Sig in motion from the slot.
And they're going to run it with Salvini once again. He turns upfield. Nothing there for him to pick his way through.
And tick, tick, tick. Only 1 timeout remaining here, Eric. Down to 2:45 left for the Rangers. Only 1 yard on the carry for Salvini.
Yeah, remember, they did Fort Cherry timeout twice on 2 Laurel drives. Clareton, the last time we heard, had a lead on Canavan, so that would potentially be your matchup if the scores hold here. We'll give you a complete scoreboard coming up after the game. 2:17 to go, and they're going to throw it here. It's Sig, who goes down to make the catch.
Wow.
He came in motion from the opposite side. That was tossed up there by Silvera. And we got an injured Laurel player on the field as Sig went up in the air to get that one to keep it alive for the Rangers.
That's the first reception on the season for Matt Sig. Not sure if that's the first of his high school career, but hey, maybe going to try to put some things on tape saying, hey, you want me as a defensive back in college? I can go up and get the football as well.
I think Tony Guywood is the injured Laurel player on the field.
He has one of the top number of interceptions of anybody in the state of Pennsylvania, 7 on the season.
Yeah, he is the injured player, so they're going to tend to him with 2:07 to go. Sig, who's got the injured shoulder, goes up to get it. And while they tend to Guywitz, let's take a timeout. 2:07 to go from Tony Dorsett Stadium. Single A semifinals in WPIAL football. It is Laurel with a 10-point lead on Fort Cherry. Back after this on lcsportsnet.com and the NFHS Network.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day? You guys ready?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Back here at Tony Dorsett Stadium, 1st and 10 for Fort Cherry, and we're going to get a flag on Fort Cherry.
The center put his hand on the ball and then took it off. I think you're going to get a procedure penalty against the Rangers.
And that is going to push them back 5, so it'll be 1st and 15. So the winner of this game goes to next Saturday afternoon against either Clareton or Bishop Canavan. Remember, Laurel's only loss this year is to Canavan. Fort Cherry and Clareton met in the final last year. What do you got on that game?
Clareton 30, Canavan 14, end of 3.
So Clareton appears to be in the driver's seat in that one, although they've given up now 47 points in 2 games. Silvera back to pass, pressure, he gets out of it, and now he's going to shake loose and take off, and Silvera gets to midfield, unbelievably, to get out of that pressure and get back the yardage and into Laurel territory with 95 seconds to go.
So give him a gain of 6. But the clock's going to run now.
Sig is back out there, and remember, Fort Cherry can only stop the clock one more time with a timeout. Silvera, who is the backup quarterback, back to pass. He's going to sling it far side, comeback route intended for Sig, falls incomplete. It's going to be 4th down in the ball game here for, it's actually going to be 3rd down, I beg your pardon, because of the penalty. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 here for Fort Cherry with 1:17 to go.
Silvera came in 3 of 9 passing, 3 interceptions on the year. He only had 1 rush for 2 yards on the season. He absorbed all that in a bag of chips from Big Jack Miles. But Silvera, 6'4", 210, absorbed the hit, ran for 11 yards, now has a 3rd and 4 in front of him.
Silvera on 3rd down, snap, pressure. Silvera throws it far side. It's intercepted. It's Jackson McVicker, and he is tackled over the 50 into Fort Cherry territory, and Laurel is going to win this thing. There's still 1:10 to go, but there is the mistake. There is the 21st interception by this Laurel secondary, and the Spartans are headed to Acrisure to play for a WPIAL title.
Look at him here. He watched it the whole way, staring it down, undercuts the route as they were looking for Sig, makes the pick for the first time. Party like it's 1989 there, Harlansburg.
Yonosko is the late sub on the field for Fort Cherry. They just got a nuke. 70 seconds. We do have a flag that comes in. Laurel took a knee. How about Jackson McVicker, who was shaken up a couple of plays ago, was slow to get up, took a hit from Jack Miles on pursuit of Sieg, and was hobbled getting up and steps in front of that, basically on one leg to pick it off and end an incredible run by this Fort Cherry team. 3 years in a row, this Fort Cherry team has been dominant, and Laurel is shutting the door on that.
40 consecutive wins against WPIAL opponents. 21 schools have had a chance. They haven't been able to do it. Laurel's going to do it tonight. How about this? History breakers. Laurel was the last defeat for Clareton before they went on their 66-game nation longest winning streak. Laurel now on the bookend the other way of another long streak. 40 straight district games victorious for Fort Cherry, coming to an end here tonight as they're trying to get the clock back set correct here. Eric, you can talk about injuries. Huey being out, I'm sure didn't help obviously for Fort Cherry. Matt Sig with the injured arm never had a great chance to be able to throw the football. He is, yes, a running back who can throw the football, as Coach Irby called it at one point. But here's the thing. He threw for over 1,000 yards as a freshman and a sophomore. The first ever to run and throw for 1,000 in a season as a freshman. Did it as a freshman, did it as a sophomore. He's a great athlete who can throw the football. Just down the stretch, the Spartans didn't need to throw it either. A total of 11 passes thrown in this game. A couple of kneel downs will send Coach Coop and the Laurel Spartans. It was Three River Stadium the last time they played for a championship. It was against Clairton. It looks like it'll be against the Bears again, this time at the AC.
One more kneel down for Santini and company. Tanner Gary is going to sit on that timeout. No point in calling it. Santini throws it up in the air, and the Laurel Spartans have ended the 3-year run and ended the high school career football-wise of Matt Sig in incredible fashion tonight. Laurel upsets Fort Cherry. The 4 seed is headed to the WPIAL championship game with a 24-14 win over the #1 team in the state and 2-time defending WPIAL champion. Congratulations to Brian Cooper and company, and this resilient Laurel Spartans team didn't buy into the hype. Brian Cooper said before the game tonight when I talked to him, he was very confident. He said, we are ready for this challenge tonight, and he was not wrong. They win it tonight 24-14.
And Eric, they shut out Fort Cherry in the second half.
The first WPIAL team to knock off Fort Cherry since 2022. 11-11 in 2022. The last time Fort Cherry lost to a WPIAL opponent, it was Rochester then. Tonight it's Laurel. Just the third loss in the last 3 years. Steel High, Port Allegheny, and now the Laurel Spartans. Congratulations to Brian Cooper and company. We'll take a timeout, add up the final stats, give you our post-game show, and talk about next week. Laurel wins it tonight 24-14 over Fort Cherry. Upset. Waves, shock waves sent through not only the WPIAL but the state of Pennsylvania as the Laurel Spartans pull it off tonight. We'll be back with a post-game show after this on lcsportsnet.com and the NFHS Network.
You're looking for quality concrete services? Contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Laurel teachers support all of our athletes
on and off the field.
All right.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Being the home team, to playing at home. And at LGKG, we have been your home team for over 90 years.
We're more than just a law firm. We're your friends, your neighbors, an advocate when life takes an unexpected turn.
We're not just lawyers that practice law. We live in this community, just like you.
When you need us most, we're at our best.
Kick off the school year with a visit to Sims Cafe on Wilmington Road, serving breakfast, lunch, and signature beverages. Stop in, give them a call, or order online at simscafe.net. And remember, kids 10 and under get a free pancake or waffle every Saturday. With new specials week, Cafe is where sandwiches equal smiles.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor your Red Zone October Male Athlete of the Month as Zayden Herb of Neshannock for scoring his 100th career goal and scoring 6 goals in a playoff victory, the first playoff victory in 14 years for Neshannock. Lawrence County SportsNet also proud to honor the Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month, Lindsay Hoover of Wilmington Golf, for finishing 12th in the PIAA Championships. Congratulations to Wilmington's Lindsay Hoover and Neshannock's Zayden Herb, your Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Back here at Tony Dorsett Stadium, Eric Thomas with you. James Dotson has gone down on the field to get some post-game comments from the Laurel side, and hopefully we'll have some words from Brian Cooper coming up here before we are done this evening. Laurel, man, they win it tonight 24-14 over the number 1 team in the state, Fort Cherry, and they knock out the heavily favored Fort Cherry Rangers tonight, ending what was a 3-year run to the WPIAL championships. Fort Cherry was the 2-time defending WPIAL champ. They were 41-2 the last 3 years, with losses only to Steel High and Port Allegheny, and now you can add Laurel to that category. As the Spartans get arguably their biggest win in program history tonight over Fort Cherry and Matt Sigg. We'll tell you about the final stats here shortly as we await James to get back up here and get some final comments from Brian Cooper. Let's first recap the scoring for you in this one. We'll get some statistics for you here shortly as well, team-wise. Matt Sigg got things going early in this contest. 8:18 to go in the first quarter. He converts a 3rd and 21. At that stage of the game, Laurel has their defense on the field. They were benefiting from a couple of penalties against Fort Cherry, some stops. They get them in a 3rd and 21. You think they're going to get an early stop in this game and get a little bit of momentum and try to score. And then Matt Sigg rips off a 67-yard touchdown run to give Fort Cherry a 7-0 lead. 2 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and it was then Colton Carlson who goes in from 3 yards out. Laurel answers the run by Sigg with an 11-play, 70-yard drive, capped by Colton Carlson's 3-yard touchdown run. At that point of the game, you're starting to think, too, Laurel is going to run the ball. This is going to be a game where they're not going to throw much. They were going to put it in the hands of their running game and the line up front, a reshuffled offensive line, mind you. They were without Caden Gnarly, who was out with an injury, so they reshuffled the tackles. They had a new center in Alex Medved. Kevin Mahoney flipped out to tackle, gave them a little bit more bulk on the edges, and that interior line with Fuchs and Medved and also Dom Willis, man, did they do a great job tonight. Carlson capped that drive with a 3-yard run at 7-7 at that point. Laurel then gets a stop in the second quarter, and with 1:23 to go, tied, Santini dropped back to pass and laid one on a dime to Carlson from 30 yards out. Maya Jarrett did miss the point after, and Laurel took a 13-7 lead. On the ensuing kickoff, the first kickoff went out of bounds for an illegal procedure penalty, so Fort Cherry opted to have it re-kicked, and the reason why is because Barna, who has been fantastic on the kickoff returns this season, and also Silvini, they have been just tremendous 3 kickoff returns between them. They get a big return, 65 yards, takes it down to the Laurel 12-yard line. With 17 seconds left, Sig goes in from a yard out. Nick Massey's point after gave Fort Cherry a 14-13 lead at the half. That's the last time Fort Cherry would score a touchdown this season, because on the opening drive of the third quarter, Jack Miles rips off a 33-yard touchdown run. Laurel goes for 2. Colton Carlson connects on it. They go up 21-14. From there, the last score of the game, and the one that essentially ices this thing, happens at 11:22. The Laurel defense gets a stop. Tony Geiwitz then answers that drive with a 31-yard field goal, makes it 24-14. From there, the Laurel defense comes up big one more time. They get one more stop on an overthrow by Matt Sig. It looks like they're going to get the ball back, go right down the field, ice the clock, and just wear this thing down. But a fumble by Nathan Hill caused by Sig, recovered by Fort Cherry, gives the Rangers a chance with just over 5 minutes to go, and then they cough it up on an exchange between Silvera and Sig as Sig went in motion. They just couldn't connect on the handoff. Ball jarred loose. Laurel pounced on it, and they were able to wear off more clock. More important that they wore the clock off there than actually score a point, because they're still up 10 at that point. They get the ball in position to throw it on third down. On second down, they ran the ball third down. Santini went back to throw. He had 2 wide open guys in the end zone and overshot him, but they went for it on fourth down, 4th and 9, and Santini had to scramble around and throw it away, but it ate up enough clock. Fort Cherry could do nothing on the next drive. As a matter of fact, they put Silvera in at quarterback. Sig did make a great catch up near the 40-yard line to keep the drive alive, and then a couple plays later, Silvera back to pass, and a hobbled Jackson McVicker stepped in front of it, picked it off, and Laurel is headed to Acrisure Stadium next week to play for the WPIAL Single-A title, likely against Clareton. We'll run down the final scores for you coming up as well. Laurel goes to the WPIAL final for the first time since 1989, and we'll tell you more about it coming up on our second segment. Post-game show is going to roll on here from Tony Dorsett Stadium. We're going to get some comments from down in the field here momentarily from James Dotson, and we'll bring that all back to you coming up next on lcsportsnet.com and also the NFHS Network.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparels, embroidery, and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Well, the last team standing in Lawrence County is going to be the only one that makes it to the WPIAL Championships next week at Acrisure Stadium as Laurel defeats Fort Cherry tonight 24-14. Before we give you our play of the game, our MVP of the game, and give you the final stats, James Dotson was down on the field moments ago, and he talked to Laurel head coach Brian Cooper. Here are those comments.
Talking with Laurel coach Brian Cooper. Coach, a 24-14 victory tonight. Congratulations, you're going to the ACC.
Absolutely. It couldn't be a better feeling. These kids worked their butt off all year for this opportunity, and to be able to do that to that team, you know, they're a great football team, and we played a great team, and we played with great team effort tonight, and we were able to get the job done. I thought we controlled the ball well offensively, but it comes down to that line play and being able to control the gaps defensively, being able to get the movement offensively. We probably ran wedge for 5-yard average, and when you start doing that to teams, you know you're wearing them down up front, and I thought our line did a tremendous job tonight.
No negative plays all night long. No plays for a loss of yardage. What does that say about your line, and why was the line so successful?
We preached all week. We got to be able to control the football. We have to limit their opportunities with the ball, and we got to be able to pound at them. And we came out, I thought, you know, after they got their first big touchdown, and we came back and answered right away. And to me, that talks about the attitude of this team and the determination that they had from start to finish.
Talking about your quarterback, Lucas Santini, in these games where he doesn't need to throw the football, not taking it personally, and just doing the job that's asked of him.
He's been such a team player all year, and you know, it goes back to that experience. He doesn't have to throw the ball to be able to win, but his leadership that's out there is so important to us. And you know, when we did have to rely on the pass, he got that big 3rd and 5 completion, threw the touchdown to Colton down in the end zone. So, you know, I can't say enough what type of leader he's been this year for the team. And you know, all those guys, they've made a great impression on the community, on the way they conduct themselves, and couldn't be prouder of the effort they gave tonight.
We know Jack Miles, obviously what he's done for your team, a defensive stalwart for 4 years. These last 2 games, so really getting it done for you on the ground as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, early on he had a little bit of fumbleitis in him, and he's turned it around, and he's definitely been a weapon for us, and he makes us a lot more complicated to defend up there. And what a tremendous job he did tonight, both offensively and defensively. He gives it his all out there, and you know, going to miss them next year, but I'm going to enjoy next week having them down there at Acrisure. And, all this hard work is what this opportunity is for. It's paid off.
Your defense, shutting this team out in the second half, held them to just 24 yards rushing in the second half. Just what more can you say about what this team has done for you on defense?
I mean, honestly, I thought we did pretty close to the same thing the first half, minus one play. And, unfortunately for that kickoff return, but we know we have a great defense. We have a lot of veteran guys back there, sprinkled in with some youth who are great football players. That interception Jackson McVicker makes there at the end of the game, what tremendous plays for 10th graders to jump in there, and they tested them on the outside, and the whole defense just played tremendous ball all night long.
How long do you get to celebrate now before you look ahead to probably Clarendon?
Tonight, we'll enjoy tonight, and then tomorrow we'll get ready to go.
Party like it's 1989. Coach, congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So there he is, Laurel head coach Brian Cooper talking to James Dotson down in the field afterwards, as Fort Cherry had really a lot. They're still kind of commiserating here below us. It's been an emotional run for this team. That community gets behind their team so much and has so much invested in them. And they are not going to see Matt Sig play another football game, which is kind of a tough thing to go through right now if you're a Rangers fan. But they are kind of soaking it in here, and such a tight-knit community, both sides of it. But it's Laurel who comes out on the winning side tonight by a final count of 24-14. Let's take a look at our final statistics here tonight. And, boy, this was much, much more one-sided than the score would indicate. It's a 10-point win for Laurel. But look at these numbers on third down. I mean, if you want to win games tonight – and win games in November and December, not only do you have to rush the ball, which Laurel does again tonight for 264 yards, came into the game averaging 238 on the ground since the Southside win 4 weeks ago, 8 of 10 on third down, and 1 penalty tonight. Those are the two most important.
And that was on a kickoff.
Me, and
that was a kickoff out of bounds.
That was the illegal procedure penalty on the kickoff, which leads to the Fort Cherry lead at the half, which is incredible to think about. But you're saving possessions, and you're not giving the ball up, and you're grinding out the clock. You've shrunk the game by moving the sticks, by running the ball, and not committing penalties. And Laurel basically played a perfect game tonight outside of the one turnover.
Well, and like Coach said there when we got to chat to him, big thanks to him and Jack Miles with a conversation as well. There we go. No longer the cooler to tell. Talking to him, he basically was right. One long run and a long kick return. Those were the 2 touchdowns that Fort Cherry was able to get. Laurel, a little bend don't break throughout the course of the rest of the game, because Fort Cherry, and they're incredible what they do running the football. But Laurel kept them in check. And yes, the lack of a passing threat really hurt them. Matt Sig, your quarterback, makes probably the catch of the year really for Fort Cherry down the stretch. But they make the plays that they needed to make. They held their own. They didn't give up any big plays beyond that long touchdown run. And that's where Fort Cherry is so dangerous, because those 5 or 6 yard carries that they kept getting typically turn into 40, 50, 60-yard touchdown runs. They didn't get those splash plays tonight.
No, they certainly did not. And just to put this into a little bit more context here, you go back to Jefferson Morgan. Laurel, 42 plays. They had the ball for 19 minutes in that game. They had 35 points. They ran the ball for 193 yards. Last week, they run the ball against Shar Houston for 294. Tonight, 264. Now, I don't know how much, Evan Huey not being out there defensively for Fort Cherry matters. He wasn't their leading tackler, but he's one of their best defensive players. They certainly still had enough talent on defense to get the job done. And this Fort Cherry team, this Fort Cherry defense has been great all year. Laurel it's amazing kind of the metamorphosis of this team, where beginning of the season we're talking about Lucas Santini and how good he could potentially be and how many weapons are on this team. And what do they do at the end of the year? They get behind the offensive line and they pound the football. It's old school football for this Laurel team. And the way they are running the ball right now, I do not care how good Clareton's defense is. That is going to be a tractor pull next week for the WPIAL title.
Last time Laurel was in the WPIAL semifinals, it was a loss to Clareton. Last time they were in the WPIAL finals, it was a loss to Clareton. Last time that they won a WPIAL championship, the only time when they won a WPIAL championship was a win over Clareton. Spartans, Bears, Not official yet. Clareton at last check was leading 30-22 with about 7.5 minutes to go over Bishop Canevin. So Canevin trying to claw back into that one. If we get a final before we go off the air here, we will deliver that to you. Otherwise, stay tuned on LC SportsNet and NFHS Network. We'll have those finals. Again, that's an 11 a.m. breakfast ball kickoff at Acrisure Stadium on Saturday morning.
You know what the best part about that is? I could take the train there.
Hey,
I love
take the team.
I love it. Let's go. So next Saturday, again, 11 a.m. kickoff time from Acrisure Stadium. It'll be Laurel in the WPIAL championship game. We got a couple pieces of business to do here. First off, our MVP of the game tonight. You could go just about anybody, but
I don't have enough shirts to give it to the entire line.
Yeah,
so.
Pretty much. I mean, the offensive line really does deserve it. But Jack Miles tonight, for his play, he had the 33-yard touchdown run. Really was the catalyst for this rushing attack. They got him going early, showing what they were going to do offensively, running the football. But Jack Miles, the MVP of this game tonight, for sure. And then his defensive plays all night long. He was all over the place, coming from halfway across the field, getting after Sig. He put the pressure on Silvera at the end of the game. And he just ends up tonight with 90 yards rushing. He came into the game. He only had, on the season, he only had 179 yards rushing. And he also had a touchdown tonight. He only had 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. But, man, what a performance he put out there tonight for this Laurel team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've known what he can do defensively. We know that he's capable of doing these things on the offensive front. To be able to pull that off tonight and be that extra, true running back, and the balance. He had 11 carries, Carlson 11 carries, Hill 10 carries, McBride 8 carries. They spread the wealth like it was a wing T offense. It was to perfection, but your MVP of the game for sure is Jack Miles.
And the play of the game tonight, there was none bigger. I mean, there were so many ebbs and flows in the second half and so many times where you thought that momentum was going to shift back and forth between these two teams, but the MVP, the play of the game rather, is going to go to Jackson McVicker for his interception at the end of the game. Hobbled. He took a shot actually from Miles on a tackle when they were going after Sig there for a moment, and he's able to come back and pick off Silvera to close this thing out and wrap up a semifinal win and send his team to the WPIAL championship next week at Acrisure Stadium.
Incredible stuff. The second team in the last 5 years from Lawrence County to make it to a WPIAL championship game, and again, only the second time in Laurel Spartans history that they sent a team to the championship. And again, just how kind of fitting it was, the last time that they played for a semifinal. A guy by the name of Mitch Maley was on that team. That might sound like a familiar name there. Last time that they played Fort Cherry, had guys by the name of Rick Conrad out there on the field. Just a lot of familiar, historic names. McCoy was part of that team, the elder statesman McCoy. You get another generation of guys coming through. Ryan Miles, the father of Jack Miles, played when they were at Three Rivers Stadium back in '89. Now he's a coach with his father still as a coach, but also with his son out on the field. And it looks like it will be yet again Spartans versus Bears as Clareton scores with just over 2 minutes left to go to take a 2-score advantage. But congratulations, Fort Cherry, an incredible run. Goes without saying, 40 straight wins against WPIAL opponents. Unfortunately, the historic career of Matt Sig comes to an end. This entire senior class comes to an end tonight with everything that he has done for this program. There's another Sig coming up through. We're going to be hearing Fort Cherry's name for many more years, and we'll be following the career of Matt Sig for sure, of what he ends up doing in the future. He finishes the day with that 67-yard touchdown, finishes with 159 yards on the ground, caught a 28-yard pass, forced a fumble. He was a big part of the success, obviously, for 4 years of this Fort Cherry team, and he is still going to be he is always going to be a name of lore here in Fort Cherry and WPIAL history.
No, for sure. Let's run down some quick final scores for you. You mentioned the Clareton score 36-22. There's 2:09 to go in the fourth, so it'll be Clareton-Laurel next Saturday morning for the WPIAL championship in single-A football. In double-A, Steel Valley defeats Western Beaver tonight 34-7. They will take on Seton LaSalle, who beat Washington 27-19. In 3A, Avonworth doubles up on North Catholic 44-24. In 5A, Peters Township knocks out Upper St. Clair 31-6. And I believe that sets up a matchup with Peters and Pine Richland for the 5A title. The winner of that game goes directly to the semifinals. Remember the difference in where you end up in this state bracket, because single A doesn't go to the semifinals right away, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Single A
so
does.
everybody next week goes right to the state semifinals.
Everybody in the finals tomorrow goes to the quarterfinals. So 4 and 6.
Tomorrow. So 4 and 6 quarterfinals in the state bracket. You win next week. Not only do you win a district title, you go to the state semifinals. You're one game away from getting to Cumberland Valley to play for a state championship. Big one for tomorrow for Wilmington. If you're watching that game, want to listen to that game, you can tune into our coverage. We'll team up with 96.7. You can watch that on Facebook Live tomorrow night. And we'll have the audio for you, too, on the Lawrence County Sports Network. And then Wednesday night, James and I will be back to break this all down and talk about the WPIAL Championship game coming your way next Saturday morning. It's going to be the Laurel Spartans and the Clareton Bears. They're going to duke it out for the 1A title at Acrisure Stadium. We'll be on the air around 10:30, kickoff at 11 from the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a WPIAL championship on the line. Laurel with the upset tonight. They knock out Fort Cherry. They end the career of Matt Sigg in dramatic fashion. They beat the Rangers tonight 24-14. We'll talk to you next week from Acrisure Stadium. The Laurel Spartans continue to roll on. We hope you enjoyed that one. Congratulations to Fort Cherry on a great season, and congratulations to the Spartans for getting to the WPIAL final for the first time since 1989. We'll see you next weekend. Have a great time. Take care and bye-bye.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.